Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm giddy. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of walked in the door myself.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I'm just getting settled.
I
What?
actually was sitting down watching TV for the first time in a while, eating dinner before I came on.
Oh, what were you
And
eating?
I just made a Montreal steak hamburger and some French fries.
What the hell is that?
Montreal steak? It's just
Yeah.
it's the seasoning I put on the hamburger.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had that for dinner. Jeannie had a burger with me. Gabe's sleeping already.
Oh, is he working today?
Yeah. Um.
What's your weather like there? Is he in the rain?
No, there's no rain today. Really nice day. Interesting day. I um I was working on resin today, and it was nice and quiet until Jeannie got off of school, and all of a sudden, well, it wasn't Jeannie's fault though. Um, her uncle needed something, and he can't drive, so she'll take his golf cart and go to the store for him.
Uh-huh.
So all of a sudden, my neighbor and I didn't talk to her yet, so my neighbor Jeff comes over and he goes, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey Jeff, what's going on?" And he's pointing across the street. And I'm like, what? And I look, and there's Bill standing in the driveway with his phone videotaping. I go, what is that? What the hell is he videotaping? And he says, Jeannie. And I saw the golf cart start pulling out. And I'm like, Jeannie's in that golf cart? He's like, yeah. And then he starts filming. He starts saying shit to her. And she's like, fuck you, Bill, blah, blah, blah. Saying all this stuff. I'm like, dude, leave her alone. Leave her alone. And I totally ruined whatever video he was taping. I'm like, you're fucking stalking her. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. I'm like, you don't need a license to drive a golf cart, you idiot. What kind of moron are you? I mean, I was screaming. And I'm like, and Jeff's mother heard me and everything. And I'm like, you're fucking stalking her, you fucking loser. I'm like, go smoke some more, you crystal meth, you asshole. I mean, I was going on. Record that, dick. I mean, I was mad. Do you hear how mad I'm getting, guys? I was really mad, and it caught me off guard too because I was just sitting there like doing the snake, and I wasn't expecting that. It was so quiet. I didn't even see Jeannie. I didn't even know Jeannie was home. I didn't even know what time it was. So, but I was right there, and then I caught him. I'm like, go ahead, Jeannie. I'm like, Jeannie, don't listen to him. Just go. Go do what you got to do. I got it on camera. Don't worry about it. And then I think I texted you and I said, check out what I got on film or something like that. Like, creeper across. I said something.
Yeah, and so then I had to stop what I was doing and I had to go and start looking at videos. And you
Yeah.
see him totally like going off, and he's like nitpicking around his Christmas lights now. And like
Oh
now
yeah.
that's going to be his thing. He's going to constantly have his
Oh yeah.
excuse of the Christmas lights now.
Yeah. He's gonna
I see
fidget
he
with
added
that.
some more.
Well, he added the tree. The other, I knew that was coming. That's just another part of the stuff that he does. But um, yeah. And he was out there since this morning doing stuff, saying stuff. It was like this. He was walking the street. Yes, this morning and yesterday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning down the street. Coming back, my thing was going off on my phone. I'm like, I'm gonna have to turn this off. um, But yeah, and every time he walks by the house, he's staring at my patio. I'm like, "Do you actually think I'm sitting on my patio at 5 a.m.?"
Right?
So I'm like, maybe once in a blue moon you might catch me there, but like, come on now. But yeah, jeez, man, this guy is like insane.
Now his father doesn't hear him making all this fuss.
His father wasn't home. That's just it. He
Oh,
acts like that when his father's not there. So I'm like,
oh, so
where's?
I was gonna say.
I even said, I'm like, where's your daddy? Where's your daddy? Where's your daddy, asshole? You seem to act like this when your daddy's not there, all tough guy and stuff. And Jeannie's mom was across the street at her uncle's house because her uncle is directly across the street from me. He's that.
Right.
Okay, so she was there, and so she heard him screaming. She heard, the whole 9 yards, and he kept trying to like say shit to me, and I'm like, "Fuck you, fuck you." I was going up. I'm like, and the reason is because I wasn't gonna let him think I even heard a word he said. So I just kept talking. I'm like, "You're a psycho. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone." I mean, I kept saying, "Leave her alone." I made sure every neighbor that could have heard me heard me.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, what do all the rest of the neighbors think at this point between the three houses and
Yep.
all the yelling?
Yeah. Well, so Jeannie left, and I tried to get her on the phone to let her not find out, "Are you okay?" And I didn't know she had her phone with her, so I called her mother, who was still at her brother's house across the street. And I heard her brother in the background saying, "He's a fucking asshole." And I'm like, man. So Jeannie ended up coming back and coming over here. So we were sitting on the patio. He was screaming stuff and saying a bunch of crap. I'm like, "Don't say nothing. Just let him go. Let him go." I said, "You know what, Jeannie?" She goes, "What?" I go, "Cackle." She goes, "What?" I go, "Cackle." So she starts laughing, and man, it threw him into a tizzy. I'm like, I'm like, "Just laugh, Jeannie. Just laugh because it pisses him off even more."
Tori says you need to put a huge blow up peen on there for him to see.
Right? Oh, well, then that would be offensive. He would probably be able to, like, complain about me because, it is the villages and all. But,
Right, because they're
I get
offended
it.
by peens there.
Right, right. But not loofahs. Not loofahs. That's actually something he was saying. "Oh, that's fucking nasty. I'm gonna," and I think that's what he meant when he took a picture of us in the golf cart. "I'm sending this to your dad, Gene." And I'm like, "What the hell is he talking about?" You know? And I think that's what he meant. Like, he was offended by the loofahs. I'm like, "Well, that's funny because the villagers seem to love the loofah-mobile." So, if you're offended, young boy, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, give me a break. It's
Who's
just
that?
loofahs.
Oh. Yeah, so, so it was pretty interesting evening. We actually called the police officer, and Jeff actually stayed here, and he was always like, "I don't wanna get involved," but he actually stayed here today, and we thought he was coming, but he called, and basically we have to they can't do nothing unless Jeannie gets an injunction against him. Unless he actually, really threatens her. If the attack the other night or last week was caught on film, like on someone's ring, you know, that would have been a different story but there was no witnesses to it. So, and being that this is an ongoing thing, she wasn't hurt. Um, she was scared more than anything. Um, but there was no marks on her or nothing. She's okay as far as it, but she doesn't want him to think he can come and do that to her. Um, and who knows
So
what he'd do next, you know?
all these like emails and texts and the amount of phone calls and all the video footage and
Mhm.
just the stories you've all been able to tell from the mom and the dad and the uncle and you and Gabe and her. What is all of this compiling up for?
Harassment, stalking, disturbing the peace, and basically when we can get the injunction. Hold on, someone's screaming. Shit. When we get the injunction, if he says boo to us, he'll get arrested.
So how does
He
this
can't
injunction
say
happen?
shit. We have to file paperwork, and it'll go before the judge. But that's what we talked to the officer about tonight. Because he knows basically what happened because he saw the video of it last time. He did the same thing tonight, the recording of her in the golf cart. Um, so we spoke to the same exact officer who in turn had just gotten off the phone with the detective in the case. And he's saying that we definitely need to go and do that injunction because there's a whole shitload of things he can't do once we get the injunction. So I was talking to him. I said, "Well, listen, I have 120 videos here. How am I supposed to get it to that judge along with this paperwork? Will they accept the flash drive? I mean, it can't be emailed because these files are too big. Each one is too big."
Right.
And he says, "Well, I would call there tomorrow and find out how you can get it to them." And he goes, "Because they do attach things like that." I said, "Yes, I know, but an initial, filing for, restraining order, how am I supposed to add this?" So I've never had to do that. I mean, I've added stuff to cases before, and I've actually burned the CDs for them, like, years ago. But now in today's how do they want them, So I have to find that out tomorrow. Jeannie knows nothing about any of this, so it's basically me having to do all that. And and I was telling him, I said, I'm like, he harasses me every day too. I said, I'm just keeping, I mean, I've been her witness. I'm just not filing it myself because he didn't attack me in the street. I said, but I literally can. Because if I were you, I would get a no trespass on your property and get a restraining order against him too because he's harassing you every day. It's because it's one thing to be use it as freedom of speech. It's another thing to be stalking and harassing someone. I said exactly. Thank you. I was waiting for a cop to say that. So, and that's
Right.
how he saw it. So, um,
Because even
there's
if
not
she gets the injunction or whatever, what stops him from walking over in front of your house and saying things to you and she's not there, you
exactly.
know?
Well, if she is here, and she is here a lot of the time, believe it or not. Um, she doesn't like being home. uh, because she lives with her parents, so she likes coming down here. But anyway, if she has the injunction and she's here and he does something, he's done. He's getting arrested too. He can't do anything where she is,
So
and
now,
it will also involve her parents, any relative of hers. If he's in a store, if he's in a store and she walks in, he has to leave. If he says one word to her, he'll get arrested.
well, don't you have to have proof of it though to get him arrested?
I've got plenty of proof.
No, I meant after,
Well,
you
yeah,
know.
but he's stupid. He thinks you need a license to drive a golf cart.
He
He's
just makes
stupid.
stuff up as he sees fit. I mean,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like he's just a freaking moron. So, um, we'll get him, and then he'll
yeah,
be
because I'm
even
like,
more
why
pissed
don't we
off.
get this paperwork done on him already and get this injunction going? So be
Well, the thing with that is when she has to go and she can get it notarized, right? But the judge answers it in a day, and you have to be there to pick up the answer. And the court is only open from 9 to 5, and she's in school during that time. So that was one of the main problems, and she had missed a lot of school already, actually. So, and her mother was giving her a hard time about not missing school. So,
well, that's fine, but I think that this is like worthy enough to give the school a heads up and say, hey, there's this issue. Court says I gotta go, so you
yeah.
know.
Well, the other thing is too. I mean, I can't even like he's made phone calls already before. I can't believe he hasn't called her school.
That's okay, yeah. But what
I
is he
am
gonna say
so
to them?
stunned.
Like, there's nothing he
Uh,
probably can
Trust
think
me,
of.
he's gone to Winn Dixie and talked about her there. He's gone to Walgreens and talked about her. I mean, where she goes to buy alcohol because she likes to drink. He's gone there and talked about her. Asking, did my girlfriend come in here? This is what she looks like, and blah blah blah. And he video taped it and then sent it to her. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're a total idiot. So they went, her and her mother, I think, or well, she went down there and talked to the girl who did in fact talk to him, and the girl was crying. She's like, I didn't know, because she thought she could lose her job.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was like, oh my god, man, this guy is like, I don't know what he thinks he's gonna get out of any of this. I really don't, but he's crazy.
Right, does he
Freaking crazy.
seriously think he's gonna win her back like this?
Yeah, that's not happening.
Or like scare her into not being friends with anybody? Like I don't like what is his fucking goal?
I don't know, but the guy Jeff, the other neighbor, was at our house, and Phil was saying shit, and he saw that he was totally stalking her. He's the one who told me, because like I said, I was doing resin, I didn't even know. So he came up to my driveway and told me. So all this commotion had gone on. Jeannie went and came back, and then Jeannie came here, and they were yelling and stuff, and then Jeannie had to like walk over here, and I'm like, Jeannie, just tell him to leave you alone. Tell him to leave you alone. I said, if he is recording, I said, let him record. All you have to do is say, leave me alone. And that's what he's going to have on recorded tape.
Right. So what is
So
he
let
gonna do
him
with
use
that?
it. Show it exactly. to just say, "Leave me alone." And then he was yelling and screaming stuff. He goes, "Jeff, come here, come over here." And Jeff was like, "No." I'm like, "Oh shit, Jeff, you're now in trouble because come tomorrow he's gonna be calling you names, telling you up the whole 9 yards because he tried to pull some kind of control with your friendship here, and get you to come over, and you told him no. Oh my god, look out!" I was like, but man, I was
Well,
screaming at him this afternoon. I saw him attacking Jeannie out of nowhere. I was doing resin, I was out of nowhere, and he was just went at her with this freaking thing, and they're yelling and screaming. I said, "Leave her the fuck alone." I mean, I just kept going on and on and on and on and on. Leave her alone. I was ruining whatever tape he got. I was saying, "You're stalking her. You're stalking her. Leave her alone." I mean, I was really going at it. So, yeah.
yeah, I've got questions for him because I would be like, dude, what's your goal? What do you want to have happen?
Right, exactly.
Can you just say what this is all not, being yelled about for? What do you want to have happen? Do you want her to come back to you? Do you want her to just sit and hibernate in her room with her parents and never ever come out again? What do you want? What is the goal here? Because you must have one.
I don't even care what he wants. You know what I mean? He just has to be told that you can't be a human being and act like that. Your behavior is off. It's wrong. It's not happening anymore. He needs to be told to stop. But the thing is, you have to prove that he's doing it in a harassing way, which the cop believes. He's seen it. He saw it. So, and then also, when you tell a cop to leave your house, you're somewhat guilty of something. Yeah.
Yeah, I still like that part the best when he's like, get off my property. Like, okay, you're telling the
Yeah.
cop that? That's not going to help you.
Yeah. That works really good in your favor. But yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
It's like when I watch those videos about people being, stopped by the police in whatever capacity, and instantly they're annoyed, and the cop is basically at the beginning just trying to get some basic information, and they absolutely refuse the information and do the whole, am I being detained? Am I getting arrested? Did I do something wrong? Like, oh my God. Like, why do you got to be like that for? They're
I'm
just trying
telling
to get
you.
some basic info here. And now that you're doing all this, we see where it's going to end up, hence, because there's a video online that I'm watching about it. So you're going to push it
Right.
too far.
Right. Yeah. See what? Look, Kim Chess knows. She's met him. She knows. She's seen him in action. Actually, she has seen him go off on her and threaten to go after her kids.
The
And
way he,
when I say go after her kids, it means like talking to her kids and telling her kids a bunch of crap. I don't mean like physically threaten them. Or at least that's not how I took it. But
when
she
he's
was there.
giving
She
off
heard
the
him.
vibes that he's upset that she's not with him, so he wants to destroy her
Right.
everything, all of her
Yeah.
friends, anywhere she goes. Even the lovely cashiers at Walgreens can't be nice to her. Like
Right. Yeah. Oh, he
everybody,
was male too, so that was a whole big to do.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's that whole I'll tell the people the real truth about you. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Like, what real
hello.
truth?
I love how Sorry. I love how people sit in judgment of others and they refuse to look at themselves.
Right?
Refuse. Refuse. And it's like, dude, you know damn well you're smoking crystal meth. You really don't think that your behavior is in any way, shape, or form wrong here? I mean,
He's
I know people who have used drugs and they know, you know, they were wrong or they did something wrong, even if it was because of it or not. You know what I mean? They'll clearly admit that this guy is like crazy. But his
yeah, yeah.
daddy's home now, so as long as his daddy's asleep, we can hear him mouth off. But if his daddy's not sleeping yet, he won't be mouthing off. But I did talk to her mom, and she had me on speaker, so her brother heard, and her brother is best friends with his dad. And he said he almost called him. I said, well, someone needs to call him. One of these neighbors should get his phone number and call him because he needs to know what his son's doing when he's not home. He's, mouthing off in the neighborhood like that. And he goes, he's not going to do anything. But he did say, I guess after I got off the phone, that he wanted to call. He goes, but he's not going to hear his phone. He's at the Legion, which is, he dances and stuff. There's loud music. There's band playing and stuff. So I'm like, well, you know what? He's not going to do anything, and he's going to somehow get in trouble in the end because when it comes down to a nuisance neighbor issue, which is in fact a Florida statute, they can go after him because he's the one that owns the home, and he's the one
Right.
that's not he's the one that's not fixing the problem that is causing the nuisance neighbor law. So they'll go after him. He's the homeowner.
And I'm waiting. Where are the rest of these neighbors? Like, who's on either side of you? Why is nobody else hearing all this and commenting and complaining?
Well, the people in between um him and Jeannie is a guy that he's not there during the day. So, and I don't know what and if he hears anything at night. But Billy does talk to him. Who knows about what? The people next to the uncle, which is diagonal from me on the other side, they keep in their house. They don't. You never see them outside at all. You saw them outside recently because I think their son was here last week. But other than that, you don't see them at all. And
Okay.
and then next to them is Jeff, whose mother saw and heard everything today. So I'm like, you're stalking her. Leave her alone. And she was sitting right there. She heard everything. She saw it actually because she was her patio. Like when I sit on my patio, I'm inside the lanai. She was sitting outside hers at a table that they have out there. So
So who
she
is
saw it.
directly next to you?
Oh, there's nobody on the right side of me right now. They're like an Airbnb. There's nobody there now. The other people who were here, which is the people that took pictures of the loofahs before we put it on the loofah mobile, um, they were very cool. They're coming back, but they kind of heard because he talked to them, but they're gone. And then there's a woman on the left side of me. She knows that there's an issue, and she tries not to pay attention to it. But he's actually talked to her. I caught him talking to her, talking shit. But we've
Let's say
talked
yeah,
to her.
she's closer to the noise level over there, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. But the other day the police were well. The last time the police were called, he was actually playing on the loud. I think it was the Bluetooth in his golf cart. But it was like a loudspeaker, and like the whole neighborhood could hear these voice texts from Jeannie from like months ago. He was playing them loud, so everybody can hear it, and that's what made Jeannie call the police. Because I'm not dealing with this, and so they came and we. Oh, this is when the female cop came. Okay. Um, and I had to show the video because I had it recorded. Because Jeannie and I was sitting here talking, and all of a sudden I heard her voice, and I'm like, "Wait a minute!" I'm like, "Is that you?" I'm like, "He's fucking playing your old messages, Jeannie. Holy shit!" And she got pissed. Oh my god, did she get pissed? So that's something that the cops went to the neighbor next to the lady on the left of me to see if she heard it, and she said she didn't hear anything. So, being that the only people that are literally active outside, unless you're all the way down the other end, is me, Jeannie, Gabe, Jeff. Now that he's here, and then Jeannie's parents, and then Billy outside. Those are the people that are always active outside. So,
Well,
you
yeah, but
know,
I would think it's Florida. People have their doors or windows open a little bit, you know, and
not yet, but they might now.
he
They
constantly
but
doing
it was
some
hot.
bullshit. All I
Not
know
yet,
is
but about this time is when people start opening up their windows. I did.
round one of me hearing some dude outside screaming shit like that. Oh, I'm all involved. I'm nosy. I am going, who is yelling and why are they yelling? And oh my God.
Right. And you know what? You would think with the age these people are, because a lot of these people have nothing to do. No offense to anybody, but they're known for like just getting in people's business and what's going on. And
Right.
but no, not yet. Not yet. So, but a lot of this also used to happen at night, and a lot of these people go to sleep like come 8, 9 o'clock at night, and their bedrooms are in the backs of the houses because these houses are kind of all built the same, and
Right.
the bedrooms are in the back. So if you're in the driveway, granted you can hear a lot of shit around here, But if you're in the driveway, most likely you're not hearing. I mean, people. I've never gotten a complaint of us and Jeannie laughing our ass off at 1 o'clock in the morning. So,
Huh.
and we know a lot of people are sleeping. But anyway, got right into that one, huh? Hey, everybody. Hi, Flutter, Sonda, Phil, Cousin Sue, Angela. Hey, Angela, how you been? Monica. Tori's in here. I saw Tori. Kimberly Chess is here. Hey, hey. Hello, everybody. Jerry B. Sandra, hello. Is Chris here? I see someone saying Chris.
I saw Chris earlier.
My eyes are blurry. There he is. My eyes are blurry. I've been talking. I've been fixing this snake. Emerson got me a hoodie. Oh, awesome, Sue. Sue got herself a hoodie.
Oh, what's it look
Cool.
like?
What does it look like? Go look. It's a Tully's hoodie.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I thought it was just like a hoodie. I didn't know. I was like, oh, I like hoodies.
No, it's just Tully's on it.
Shit, I just
And I
realized
was
that.
like, why didn't I do a Crayola t-shirt? I should do a Crayola t-shirt. And then, and when Shadow comes in, I told her last night, I don't know if she heard it, but if Shadow pops in, let me know, guys. All right, so let's read what the chat's been saying. His dad probably scared him because of the joke.
Where's my phone?
Don't know.
I found it. Never
I
mind.
don't. I don't think his dad is afraid of him. It's just like he's 54 years old. What can he do? You know what I mean?
But
I
does
know,
his
right,
dad
Sue?
leave
Kenji, you don't
everybody?
even know your own merch. um, but so Pup wants out. Alrighty, Flutter. Has she told him that she hates him or despises or resents? Yeah, she has, and she did today again too. Tori bought a new cabinet. Does that mean you need to fill it up?
Who
I got some stuff you can fill it up with.
who was the lady that came up to the house today and said, "There's the three of you," or something like that?
Short lady,
Well,
brown
yeah,
hair, glasses.
yeah,
Jeannie's mom.
that was her mom.
Yeah. Yep. Like it's like we pull down the street, like we get in the car and we go, and he's like making all these hand gestures and like dancing around and throwing his hands like towards his crotch and stuff. Like DX suck it. I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Like you're 54. Like, come
Yeah,
on, man.
the way he like bounces and like goes back and forth with the pacing, I'm like, could you look any more high?
Right? Oh my god, if you
Like,
watch some of the videos on there, you'll see him tweaking back and forth, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Totally tweaking.
it's nuts.
I'm like, oh my god, with this guy. He's crazy. Totally freaking crazy. You know what? I'm just gonna put this on screen while we're talking because it's gonna take me a minute to do this.
To do what?
I'm editing the snake. Yeah,
Oh, you're
one
snake
sec.
editing, I say.
Yeah, I'm editing. Let's take this full screen so y'all can see. All right. What up, Chris? I see you. I need another one. Sorry about. I don't have any room for it. Oh, I need two myself. My crystals are still in a bin. I don't have anywhere to put them. All right. So, okay, guys, just from last night, I filled the snake with the white, as you say. So now what I'm doing is I'm trimming the edges before pulling it out, um, because it'll be easier to trim after the fact. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just cutting all this off right now, and then I'll trim the whole thing afterwards. Hopefully, this looks really good, guys. I'll watch you. You guys will be able to see me pull it out, but right now I'm just gonna trim while we're talking. Okay. What?
I'm just laughing about.
Trimming. Seriously, look at my mess.
Ugh, I can't even.
It's very snakeskin is very look. It's like it peels right off. I mean, it's very tedious, guys. You have no idea. Kind of can't use a dining room as dining room now. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. So I gotta use these little tiny scissors, cut around, and not cut the mold.
All right. So let me move it for the moment. Where's this?
So
Okay.
what?
Um.
I don't know. I think I should get a restraining order against him myself, but he's just crazy. Gabe's like, man, let him hit me. Let him hit me, and I'll just take it. I'll take it.
Dude, if I was
I'm
there,
like, why?
we
He
would.
goes, he'll go to jail, man. He'll go to jail. He goes, let him hit me.
I would so get him in jail.
That's what Gabe's
I
saying. He's like, I'll let him hit me.
I would so do that. Be like, oh, let's just be done with him already.
I'm just thinking, dude, I don't want him to hit you. I'm like, he's a little mini fucking peon. I'd step on him with my big toe. Like, I don't care. I'll let him hit me. I'm like, all right.
What?
So,
Okay. Well,
but
I'll make it so we got a full on brawl going.
right? He's just crazy, man.
He's just so. I don't understand how his father can think he's okay. But
He's not. And I told you he had sent like it was all about he's doing crystal meth and stuff, right? And his father knows, right? So his father made him take a drug test, and he did take it. And then he sent Jeannie. He made like a big issue about it. He sent it to Jeannie like, huh, 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 I'm negative, I'm negative. But he mistakenly sent the original picture, which showed that he was positive for meth and positive for pot, right? And then he sent her another picture, and it was cropped and left because meth was on. All right, so like there's a line of 7, meth's on the far right, and pot's on the far left, and everything in between was negative. So he cropped it and left out the pot and the meth and showed her the other picture and says, "See, I'm negative. I'm negative." I'm like, "Yeah, well, did you tell him that he forgot to send you that he sent you the original by mistake before sending you the cropped version?" I was like, "This guy is a freaking idiot."
what a
So yeah, so we have his positive test results for meth. I
he's like
couldn't
that.
believe it.
He's like total douche canoe.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy is a moron. He thought he's gonna be funny and use the whole crop thing. I'm like, wow, he's gone. He's done lost it. So
Yeah, I mean, if you're at the point of you're bragging about drug tests and sending that in pics, like you've got problems.
yeah, I mean, so and then there's a picture of his father sitting there with the drug test next to him. I'm like, wow. I'm like, your father is like 80 years old, dude. He's supposed to be like enjoying his life right now, you know, and he's having to deal with your ass and messing with his neighbors. I mean, and I can only imagine what he's dealt with his whole life with him, you know?
Yeah,
So,
he's just too much, really.
uh,
Whoa. Maybe he could be one of those like people we send as fodder when we're at war and go ahead, you start in there because we could just expose of you.
crazy. Oh, here we go. Sorry.
So that's the local villages news.
Yeah,
Um,
thrilling.
In other news,
Uh-oh,
the
what's going on?
um the Matthew Perry funeral happened.
Yeah.
That was very sad, and it was very small. Friends and family, like 30 people or so, was all that was
I was
in
surprised about
attendance.
that.
That's how they wanted it. All of the Friends stars were there. I guess Jennifer Aniston was the first one there, and she stood to the side and was already crying. I can't imagine, like, they all probably just looked at each other and wept. So,
Yeah.
um, the rumor's still going on about Phoebe, Lisa Kudrow, taking his dog. I hope that that's true because that just feels like a sweet, touching thing there, and.
Right.
But um, I feel bad. Like I have this image in my head of him going to the other side and being like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I was just getting everything together here. I was having a good time. It was on the right track.
Right.
Why did I gotta go?"
Yeah.
So, and I just have this sneaking suspicion when the test results come back and the autopsy's finalized that it's going to be one of those silly, small,
Hi,
like
Hannah.
missed things that, did it, like some kind of mix of his prescriptions, getting into the hot tub, something like that. And it just was one of those, it shouldn't have happened type of deals.
Right.
Not that I don't know what would make it better. Nothing would make it better, but it just, ugh, sad. So, and there's still a ton of videos, people talking about it, tons of friends clips going around. I mean, it really um, upset a lot of people. And then there was a large group of people who were upset at those of us who were bothered and upset because they're going, "You didn't know him personally. Why are you so upset?" And
Well, you know what? If you watch anything that Matthew Perry's done, he has a very similar demeanor in everything he's done. Every movie, Chandler, you could tell that that character is a lot of part of him. His mannerisms and stuff, he's like that a lot, you know.
yeah,
So in a
very
sense, and
much
if some people might know him. I mean, you were a big Friends, fucking, what do you call it? Fan? What's this
fan.
like?
Yeah.
Fan? Um. So I mean, some people do know a lot about him. Some people do know that he was dealing with addiction and what he was doing as far as helping others with it. Some people do know. So you know
Well,
what?
and like his previous home in Malibu, he moved out of and got himself another house and turned that house into a house for sobriety.
Yeah, sober house. Yep.
So, he had been doing a lot of different things that were really good for other people. And one of the like, it just makes you kind of get that big lump in your throat was some of the episodes that they found different parts of it where it eerily was said jokingly at the time, obviously, that he was going to be the first one to die. And in
Oh
like
yeah, I
more
saw
than
someone
one
say that.
storyline, it was mentioned.
Right.
And you're just like, oh God. But, it's just really, really sad. And I heard a psychologist do an explanation about the relatability, like you were just saying, to him as a person, but also the characters that he played. And so
Right.
the brain understands we've lost that. We're never going to get more of that. So we're kind
Right.
of grieving that. But also, whatever he was doing, like say Friends for 10 years, we all have whatever time period that was in our personal lives, we can then connect with, attribute our memories with, and so it does become personal to us.
Right.
Maybe you had a friends party every week and you don't see your own friends anymore because you don't have a friends party. So, like, he went into a long explanation about there's a variety of
It's like a
psychological
song in a
reasons.
sense, the same way a song, like when a musician passes away, and like that song is forever etched in a memory of yours, or every time you hear "Paradise by the Dashboard Light," come on, that's one song that, like, everybody knows. They've been somewhere singing it, you know.
Right. You just there's certain memories that come up and there's just a
Right.
variety of reasons and it's all normal. And so, you know, and
And
like
Friends
their
is like,
suggestion was you're bothered by people being upset when famous people they didn't know died. Scroll on. That's all.
people just have a comment about everything these days, you know?
Yeah, they do. And I don't have that gut instinct to go, "Oh god, that person's stupid." I don't feel the need to type and tell them. I move on. That's
Right.
all. Like, I also don't really believe that that's their true being 24/7. That's just a moment, a glimpse in their life, and I'm
Yeah.
uninterested in finding out more. So I scroll
Plus,
on. It's
even
not
if
that
you
much.
didn't want if even if you didn't watch Friends or like every week or something like that, but like I mean, it's in reruns. There's one channel. It's on 24/7 right now. You could just turn the TV on and Friends is on. You know.
Oh,
So if you didn't watch it when it was on, like weekly, once a week, you know who Friends is. You know the show.
well, like
So
my sister and I, there's 19 years between us, so she was just an infant and toddler when it started, so she didn't
right,
watch it originally. Um, but I mean, she actually did watch quite a few episodes with me. She doesn't remember, but she started to watch it a few years back and I had like the DVD set box sets of them and they had like all the seasons and so I lent some of them to her and she instantly fell in love with the show. Now she's like 20 years behind it, but it doesn't matter because it's the age group it resonated with,
right.
and so for like Christmases, I've given her a whole friends theme of gifts and bath bombs and like all just kinds of stuff they've made regarding friends. She's got socks, her
Hold on,
boyfriend
they
has a
have Friends
tie.
bath bombs.
Yeah, they do. It's like a little coffee cup.
Oh my god.
um, and when they announced that he died, I went to, oh god, I need to go like tell her, but then I knew she was at an event selling her jewelry, so I wanted to wait and not say anything to her until it was over. And
Right,
like 20 minutes later she texts me, oh my god, did you hear, I just heard somebody saying. I'm like, yeah, I was gonna wait till after your thing, but and she just got like sullen. She just was depressed, like she's like, I never thought about these people dying, like this sucks. I was like,
right.
tell me about it. But, you know, it's just it's sad all the way around and
Yeah,
it's a lot of it is his age. He obviously should have had more time, we all feel, and
right. Well, plus
so
too, I mean, someone passed away. I mean, whether you watch that show or you saw them in something else, or it's just somebody lost their life. People lost a friend. Parents lost a son. You know, siblings lost their brother. It's sad.
and you know what was interesting and nice for a change? So he had four or
Like my
five
little brother.
younger siblings, they're half siblings,
Mm.
and they all got along. Like there
Yeah.
was no issue. I was
What?
like, well, that's some news. That's
Right? That
different.
that's good.
Yeah. And so some of his, because he still makes $20 million a year in residuals from friends.
Right.
So that money's still going to come in. And so his family has decided they're going to build another type of a drug addict sobriety center to help people in his name and honor and move,
Right.
forward that with that. But also they're going to give some of the money to his siblings because he would have wanted it that way, they said. And they, they're
Right.
just like, it's odd they all just got along and you just don't see that in everyday life anymore, let alone in a
What does
celebrity.
that mean?
I don't, yeah, I don't, I'm having
I'm
trouble
clueless.
saying the words. Like, oh, they were just all so jovial, huh? Weird. That's different. I don't know. Okay.
Right.
I say that to Gary. I'm like, I don't know how to deal with your family with all that. Nobody gets mad or says anything or what? Everybody just accepts everybody's shit all the time. Nobody does anything to anybody. It's like, no,
Wow.
really. Like, we just talk about the weather,
That's
sports.
interesting.
Okay.
And
It
look at
is
this,
different.
guys. I made one all black. I think it looks cool.
I don't I see black. Oh,
The
that's
Harley
all black. Yeah,
Davidson.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
I
looking
think
at
it
the
looks cool in
snake.
all black
Kind of does.
because like the outline and the letters are all like a gloss, and the background's like matte, and it just came out like that. I'm like, that is cool. I like that. So, and I also didn't make it as thick.
Now, could you put like say a fine orange glitter
I'm
in the
not putting
letters?
really
Well, I'm just saying you could make it
glitter,
sparkle.
yeah. But
Yeah.
if anybody asks me to use the color orange anymore, I'm gonna knock them on their butts. Just kidding.
No, just could you
Orange
just pour the
sun.
glitter in is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I could do that. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
I like it with just the black. One spot that is a different white. Huh?
I don't see a different color white spot anywhere. Maybe it's the
It
light
might be. Oh, right
reflection.
here.
It's the light.
Wait, where is it? It's here, right there. That's the lighting.
Yeah, it's just the reflection.
Yeah, it's just the reflection. But I definitely like the black on black. I think that looks really cool. Anyhow,
Yeah,
so
I do
yeah.
like the black on black. So,
But
anyways, that's happened, and everybody is mourning, and that is that. But I guess there's another person that people probably won't mourn when his passing happens, and that's OJ Simpson.
oh,
And I guess he's about 76 years old, and he is suddenly very frail. And he's walking very hunched over with the cane. He's face is looking very ragged, and everybody's suspecting something is going awry for him. And I don't know if they're projecting and they want it to happen, but his time may be running short. I have no idea. They're not giving any medical scientific information around that. But I saw the pictures and went, wow, yeah, that is a change from just like a year or so ago. So uh, I don't know what to expect, but the day we hear he has passed, what do you think, like, everybody's reaction is going to be to that?
oh,
Oh,
oh. Like, oh, okay. Good riddance, I guess. I don't know.
well, like, yeah, I mean, as a very famous person, as a football player, and then he did acting, and then he was a sports announcer, and then he was a murderer. He had lots of careers.
He
He,
lost all of. That he was a murderer. Oh my god.
so,
Is there anybody out there who thinks he didn't do it and that someone else was involved? That's what I want to know.
well, I kind of do, but
I do.
I think he still did it.
I don't think he did it.
I think he was there.
I think he was there, and I don't think he did it. I think his son did it, and he's covering
Yeah,
for his son.
yeah. And he kind of stumbled into the moment of it all going down,
Uh huh.
and it just went so fast, and he was just like, you got to get out of here. Oh my god, that's why his footprints were in there, but yet that's why he didn't have blood all over and everything and in the car. um which I still don't understand how he tiptoed out of there and didn't leave a further trail to where a car was parked. And but anyways, um
Well, if you know the whole rest of the back, like first of all, his son was like in love with Nicole,
right, and he was very violent.
very violent, and you
He
had
had
this
been to jail for violent acts towards his girlfriends, other women,
right.
stalking,
Yeah,
and he was very mad at Nicole for something and was trying to get over to her house. She was ignoring him, and he was known for just showing up.
yeah.
So,
But I
and
do believe Ron Goldman just happened to be there.
yeah, I do think was a complete accident to be there.
If there's
That
anyone who did it and it was not OJ, it was his son.
right. Right.
but I definitely think that it was his son and it wasn't OJ.
What do you think they did with what was in that briefcase that Kardashian got that disappeared?
I don't know, but I can tell you one thing: Kardashian was a friend to OJ. Um,
They were very good friends.
and he remained a friend, and it caused problems with uh his family. Um,
Right, like he stayed being his lawyer
he was
throughout
a true
the
friend.
trial,
Yeah, he
but
was a true friend. But he
when
was
the
even shocked when the when he got acquitted.
oh yeah, his face was the one we all said. Even his lawyer was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you people?"
Right,
The pure shock of, "Are you kidding me?"
right.
Um, uh, yeah, because I think we all didn't
You know,
quite.
and people gave him crap for that, but you know what? Here's the thing: there are defense attorneys out there that do defend guilty people, that are defend knowingly guilty people.
Johnny
Um,
Cochran.
yeah, but like I'm just saying, like I mean, you have criminals in there; they have to have a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
For
right.
the most part, and there are defense attorneys that defend them. Fully knowing they're guilty. You know, even if they admit they're guilty, they still have a defense attorney, and that was part. I guess he felt if he had Robert on his team that it would help his case, but but then you got to go with the Cafe Mezzaluna thing, the whole Coke thing, them asking, coming to OJ to pay Nicole's debt because she owed money for drugs and he refused to pay. So you have all that in there. They could have framed OJ, which is true. Um, there's a lot of different scenarios, but the one I believe happened the one I believe the most is the fact that based on how his son reacted when he took off in the car, his
Right. And
son,
when
the
he
son,
pulled up and he ran to the car and the cops pulled
yeah,
him back, you're like,
yep,
huh, that's interesting.
yeah, and his son was the only one to get him out.
And
So,
one, I forget who, but another very popular lawyer was in an interview at one point and said, well, I'm pretty sure he was told, you're OJ Simpson. You have a better chance of getting out of this and getting off.
yep, then his son did.
Your son will never have a chance. He'll be straight into jail for the rest of his life. Now, just take all the murdering aside for a moment. That's some love for your kid, honestly. I mean, he did
If
sit
that's
in
the
jail.
case, then yeah.
I mean, he did sit in jail and he
But
did put his life on the line and all that, I guess. But I still think as a
but
parent, the right
then,
thing to do would have been to turn him in. But
correct, correct. But
uh,
some parents won't do that.
right, and I
Um,
think that OJ was given, look, this is it. It's either we're going to turn him in or you've got to take the heat for it, and that's it. And that's why he flipped out in the car ride with the gun to his head or whatever, and we did the whole OJ chase because he was like, I don't know what to do.
mm, then now you have him getting out of jail after being arrested for trying to get his shit back. So that's the other thing too. I mean, if you actually did wrong and you got away with it, um, I would kind of be like, your shit's gone, dude. You know what I mean? But he was trying to get his stuff back, and he could. I mean, he very well could probably be trying to get his stuff back because he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? And he
Right,
doesn't feel it's
right.
right that it was taken from him. But at the same time, hey, you did what you. I don't know. I don't know. But the way he acted, it's kind of like, well, did you do it or not, man? We'll
No,
never
I
know.
have to say, I have watched some of his videos. He likes to do a lot of videos about football, and then he just does some commentary on
I
some
did a
other
report
things.
on him in grammar school.
Oh,
I
really?
remember his book. I did a report on it.
Well, I'm fascinated with how professional he speaks, how put together his whole concepts of things are and everything. And I would read the comments under it because he gets tons of comments. Everybody like, oh, looking for that killer still, huh, OJ? Like everybody's got to say something. And
Right.
people sometimes, especially when he's talking about like the world events, they go, what is happening that I'm now in total agreement with OJ Simpson? And I kind of thought the same thing. I'm like, why is OJ making some sense? This isn't right. What has gone wrong in the world? Like, it's unnerving a little bit, but that's why I asked, like, how do you think the public's response to him passing away really will be? Because after he got let out of jail that day and was acquitted, the sheer amount of people on the sidelines and holding up signs they've had ready so fast and cheering for him, I was like, holy shit. That was
Yeah, well,
unexpected
he
as
does have
well.
supporters, so I mean that he
Um,
does
and,
have.
uh, Bruce Jenner,
And
not
then
Caitlyn,
I mean, I've seen there's one who played her. I've seen one of the not documentaries, the actual like TV shows that they had on her, and they had her dating. It was a neighbor, and the neighbor. Oh wait, hang on, it wasn't the neighbor. It was the guy who painted the neighbor's house or something, who is in fact in jail and admitted to killing her, but they didn't take him seriously. But he was
mm,
in this like made for TV movie about her, and she did have sex with him and stuff, and he admitted to killing her. And by what he said, if you look at it and you look at how um the the movie made it look, it's very possible he killed him. But how did OJ stumble upon it and thought, "Holy shit, I got to get the hell out of here. I'm going to get, blamed for this." Uh I don't know if that's the case, but this guy did say that he killed her. He also, I think, or someone said he killed her, and OJ put him up to it. Was supposed to pay him for it, or something like that. Or the son was. Now I'm start. I think I'm getting confused, or I'm mixing them up.
yeah, I
You
don't
know what I'm
know.
talking about? No.
No, I don't know. I don't know that particular show, but um, you know who was extremely into it and like never missed a minute of that year and a half long TV trial
The son was violent. So, oh my
was
god, a
our
hiccup.
aunt.
Excuse me. What?
Our aunt was very into watching every second of that trial.
OJ?
Yeah.
I remember being in a bar, not because I drank, but because I was running something there, and the trial was on, and we're watching it, and there's a bunch of people at the bar watching it as well. And I work in, I do a lot of press and stuff for in the music biz and entertainment. So, I'm watching this, and it went from Marsha Clark talking in the courtroom. I can't really remember what it was that she was saying, but you saw her talking, right? And she was explaining one of her, uh, evidence pieces, right?
Yeah.
And then it went to a commercial, and then the newscaster comes in and said, "Well, what you saw Marsha Clark just say was blah blah blah," and I'm like, "No, you didn't." I'm like, and I looked at everybody at the bar. I'm like, "Did y'all hear that? Did y'all see that?" I'm like, "That is not what just happened." So I'm like, "See, this is why you gotta watch the actual trial itself, and pay no attention to the broadcasting company or the news network that's broadcasting it. Just pay attention to what you see in that courtroom." Because they
Right.
changed the narrative the second you get a reporter on the back on the scene. She totally like did not say what Marsha Clark actually did. So I was like, ugh, and I just remember that.
Well, we shall see, I guess, one day, sooner than later, what the public's response to his passing is going to end up being, because I feel like we will be surprised by all of the people mourning, I guess. I don't know. Because I
I
was surprised by all the happiness for him to be released the first time. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
have no idea what that reaction is gonna be. I really don't. But you know what? I mean, we should be prepared for a lot of people to start passing because there's a lot of people that became famous at that same age. There's a lot of um people in their mid to late 70s now. and
The
there are a lot of
boomers.
known artists. Like you got a lot of like the Beatles, Ozzy, the Black Sabbath. You know, you got Aerosmith. They're all in their 70s now.
There's a
You
lot
know.
of actors and
Hmm.
uh,
That's
musicians
the
and
musician I was saying. You got actors and stuff. Like, I mean, Matthew Perry was what, 50, 54?
yeah.
That's, yeah.
Well, like my
Right.
mom said to the whole ward of the cancer people getting their chemotherapy one day, well, we all got to die sometime.
What?
And then she realized what she said. And I'm like, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. I went,
Right? Oh my God.
are you kidding me? You said that? She's like, she was talking to somebody and they were going on about and they were in a okay moment and state of health. And they were kind of razzing each other back and forth. And so then she just made this loud announcement. I went, oh my God, though. She's like, I know. That was like so bad.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Same.
God. So then it became a running joke, and now we still like say it though. And we all gotta die sometime. Because Jesus, Mom, what was that?
Right?
But so yeah. Um Speaking though, in another way to relate all that, we talked one of his lawyers was the Kardashian. The
Uh-huh.
Kardashian man had a whole family of children that are very famous now.
Mm-hmm.
And the eldest, Courtney, with her husband, who happens to be a musician, plays the drums,
Mm-hmm.
had a baby,
Travis
Rocky,
Barker.
Rocky
They did name him
13,
Rocky?
Rocky 13. And here's the side part we won't know for a while. And we probably will have most of it sheltered from us. But remember, she had an emergency a couple months back and he had to leave the tour
Yeah, it
to
was a
come.
fetal surgery or something like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty severe if you've got to have surgery on your baby in utero. Like there's something going on significant to it can't wait, you know.
Uh-huh.
Um and something happened at the birth that was a little sketchy apparently
Oh, is
medically,
that right?
but he's okay now and they've gone home, but there was an extra period of stay for them that was unexpected. And I'm going, well, they're saying some facts, but they're not telling us like what was the surgery, like all of the facts. And I said, something's up with him. Like there's something going on with that little baby. And the psychics of the celebrities, if you will, there's a specific group of them that cater to this celebrity. They are all on the same page that that baby is going to have significant health and developmental delays.
Why is
And
that?
they believe that he has spina bifida to
Oh,
start. And I'm just listening to this going, what? Hold on. Whoa, whoa, what? um, I have no idea. And who knows, we'll find out eventually, hopefully. If any of that's true, he just gets the help and support that he needs. But there's a large grouping of people that previous to this baby having any possible issues were not happy with either of them for having this child.
why?
And they so I don't know how the lingo quite goes with the Hollywoods, but they made a deal with the devil kind of a thing. That's all anybody
No.
kind of keeps saying. And
God,
I'm like,
I know
I
they're a Kardashian thing, but come on.
right? You're going, but then if any of this comes true, you go, what part of that other nonsense was true? Like, so unfortunately now there's just a lot of this umbrella of stuff over this little baby. And that's why I say, well, this hopefully, if any of it turns out to be true, I'm sure they will get him the help that he needs. And hopefully they don't break up over it and fall apart because of it, and the other children don't get negatively affected, and they can
Thank you,
take it
butter.
as a positive moment. And I would hope she would step forward as being a celebrity to speak for those who are developmentally disabled or who are parents of those, because she could make a lot of difference. She could do all types of things, and being in that community. So
Well,
hopefully that
first
would
off,
be
is any of this true? How do you know something's really wrong with the child? Hopefully not.
right. That's what I'm saying. I'm just hoping if it turns out to be that that's her role, and not let me hide my child away and deny that this is real. Like, step forward and make a difference in the world with it then, because you
I
already
think
have
she
that
would because
ability.
she's always been like, mom. You know what I mean? Like her main
I
thing was being a mom to her kids. So I think maybe she would if that was the case.
I would hope so.
But it
For
might take her a minute. I mean, she's
Yeah,
obviously if
no,
something is wrong, she's got to learn and find out and what.
well,
Like I
and
know she had said that she had very easy pregnancies, and with this baby, like she just didn't expect to have anything go wrong. And she said that she feels for mothers who do actually go through things while they're carrying, and like she just never experienced that before, so it was quite shocking to her. And now she has a different view on mothers who do or have gone through things, and
yeah,
concerned
and
with their pregnancy like that. That
I
I
don't
saw.
trust her sister,
Which one?
Kim.
Why?
I feel like her sister would somehow try to, I don't know, step in, sabotage. I don't know. But I couldn't see, because she's going to be a lawyer and she's going to go save people out of jail, right? That's her thing. And she is going to get all kinds of spotlight for that and wants that. Fine, great, do your thing. But I think Courtney's would outshine that just by being what it is. And
Huh.
I think Kim would be mean about it. I think she would try and do weird things. I just have that feeling.
What do
But
you mean? What is she gonna do?
because she's admitted in numerous interviews, um, she's done it to both Chloe and Courtney. She's taken away their moment, as small as it might have been, and changed the whole storyline around. And they've done like video montages of this and shown how what she's capable of, what she has done in the past. And she still to this day denies things that they had filmed on the show. They're like, you did hire a PI. It's in the show. She still denies it. You're like, how? It's There's evidence. You're a lawyer. What is happening? So I just, that's why I feel like I just thought, I don't know if I trust her. But um speaking of the issues with kids, her own daughter announced her dyslexia this weekend on a live.
Really?
Yeah. And Kim was like, well, you're announcing all kinds of things, aren't you there? Maybe it's time to stop. So, and she was like, why? Nobody's supposed to know. What's the big deal? I'll tell people about what I want to tell them about myself. You're like, wow, North. That's awesome.
Like father, like daughter.
Right? Oh, it's going to be great. But that whole conversation then led to, did we know that Chloe's daughter has autism?
True?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what they were saying, and I was trying to research more about their baby and all this stuff about True being having some, part of autism. I was like, what? When did this occur? So I don't know. There wasn't a lot out there, and it's a little bit more like they haven't announced it, but they don't announce much of anything, and it's not really
Thank
our
you, Angela.
business.
I hope
I just
so.
don't care for it being true and them not stepping forward, because that sheds a bad light on something that doesn't need to have a bad light shed on it. So,
What do you mean by them like hiding it?
Yeah. Like
Right.
once it's already to a point of being out there, what's the big deal? Like, because you're trying to it just hiding it makes it seem bad or wrong in some way. And that I think would be an unfortunate position to take. So who knew? I was just going to say, hey, there's this Rocky baby that has a dumb name by its stupid parents, but it turned into all this other stuff. So hopefully everybody's just healthy and well. And anybody who needs any help and support in that family, they have plenty of money. They should be able to get it. And there you go. And I hope some woman falls from the sky for Scott,
You're right.
because that's what it'll take in order for those other Kardashians to accept her.
Right.
Like
Wow.
maybe he'll end up with Britney Spears. Wouldn't that be a fun one?
Oh my God.
Could you imagine? Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd start
Awesome. Oh
watching
my
them again.
God. You'd start watching it again?
Yeah.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past Chris Jenner to have thought of that already
Right? I'm sure she's
and try
rattled
hooking
through.
it up.
She probably tried to put Rob with her or something.
Right? Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no.
God.
Has Rob shown his face back up on the show yet or no?
Uh, I don't know. I don't watch the show. I watch highlights, but he's not been. So, but I guess as long as none of their kids turn into fur babies, that's okay, because fur babies now are starting to really become a problem amongst the kids in school. It started with high school, and I guess it's gone down to elementary now.
Fur babies.
Yeah, children who identify as an animal.
Oh God.
So there was a big incident at an elementary school where the parents had been teaching about pets, animals, wild animals, the dangers of messing around, getting bit, rabies, all that kind of stuff. So the kid at school said to the fur baby child, do you have your rabies shot? Because, you know,
Hold
if
on,
you were
hold
an
on.
animal, what?
Hello?
Hello,
Oh
Hello,
boy.
Mr. Kizzy.
hello, hello,
Hello.
How
hello,
you doing?
Hello.
hello, hello.
What's going on? We were just talking about the Kardashians and their babies and
The Who's?
the Kardashians.
Oh,
We had moved on to fur babies.
Yes. Oh, he's gonna love this topic.
what?
Yeah, explain, Kendra. That you just explained. Sorry,
Okay,
guys.
hold on a second. Stop a second. Everybody freeze. All right. Hello, Sue. Hello, CPR. Hello, Tori. Hello, Flutter. Hello,
Oh
Sandra. Hello, F
God.
Pate.
As always, he interrupts Kendra.
Yeah.
Okay, now continue with fur babies.
Okay, so we all
Hi,
know
Mom.
people began being an animal in the high school. It's gone down to elementary schools now.
Shut up.
And a couple kids were they are whatever their animal is they've chosen to identify as. And so one of the kids got into trouble. It's a huge deal now. They don't know quite how to handle it. It's got to go to court, because the one child had literally just learned about wild animals and some safety with animals and things like that, and rabies came up. So the kid was dead ass being honest and saying, do you have your rabies shot? Because if you're an animal, my dad just said you're supposed to have rabies shots. Like, did you get your rabies shot? So the parents of that kid got highly offended because all the other kids started to do, because that child wouldn't answer, and they started to do what kids do. Oh, they've got rabies. Ew, they got rabies. Don't touch me. You got rabies.
Enough
And
is enough.
so
Parents, you are to blame. You let this happen.
I'm sorry, but that's just crazy.
This is gone. Enough is enough. You cannot be an animal. You are a human being. You cannot be a cat. You cannot be a dog, a raccoon, a fox, or whatever the hell you think you are. You are a human being. For God's sakes, enough is enough. When is this flipping world gonna wake the f up?
right? So the parents of the child who asked, the kid came back home and said, okay, so this is what happened. And so the parents were trying to explain, okay, obviously, really, they're not an animal, they are human. And tried to explain it to the child. And the child was just like, well, if they're a human and they really can't change into an animal, then why is anybody upset about the rabies part of it? So the child went back, said to his other friends, "No, they're just pretending it's not real. They're not really any kind of an animal. They're not turning into an animal." Again, that was now the kid that gets dragged into the principal's office. They all have to meet in there again because that has caused further upset at not acknowledging and is considered bullying someone and
God.
what they are identifying as. Now, mind you, these are like 7, 8, 9 year olds. They don't have total grasp concept of any of this. So the parents really start to go at it, and they're now all going to have to go to court. The school does not know how to handle this because they keep having lawyers thrown at them about laws that they're breaking and ordinances and things. And so yeah, the one dad though, he's pretty great. He's like, I don't really care if I have to address this child as an animal. I need proof. I need paper proof of all of its shots, because if that kid comes to bite me, how do I know it doesn't have rabies? How do I know it doesn't have some other, disease? Did it get its distemper shot? Give me a break. He goes, if we got to play this stupid game, I want to play it all the way.
Yeah,
Show me
you
the proof. Show me the proof.
you don't
Wow.
pick and choose how far you're gonna play this.
Right? He's like, how am I supposed to teach my kid? And don't you tell me my kid is wrong when our eyes, our ears, all of our senses can say that is a human being. Science cannot
This is just
change
gone
it.
far enough. I say we bring back bullying, bring back everything, because that's what made strong people. And now these people are so damn privileged and just everything. Everybody thinks they can just. Dude, I was bullied as a school. In elementary school. You know what it did? It made me get bigger. It gave me character, and it made me protect other kids that were bullied when I was older.
Right. I
It made me who I am.
It's like that saying, but did you die? No, you didn't. You survived. So
Yeah,
the experience says something. It made you who you are.
it's all experiences in life, and it makes you who you are.
And I, in fifth grade, was like the worst year for me. And the bullying at that school was horrendous. And I remember sticking up one time for this one kid. They were calling him Shrimp, and he was a little shrimp, but he was the cutest little shrimp. And he had freckles, the red hair, the glasses, the whole thing, and they were just ripping him apart. And I just like lost my shit. I went crazy on them, and they were like, "Whoa!" So I got dragged down to the principal's office. The principal was like, he laughed. He's like, "Give me 5. You did good." Like, all right, you're calm now. Go back and play. Like,
Yeah, it's I was tall, skinny, really lanky, and I used to get bullied in fifth and sixth grade so bad, and then seventh grade even, because I didn't start to fill out till about eighth grade, and that's when I started lifting weights and everything and getting big, and it
well,
it
and
was
with girls, there's all the pettiness of who has the special hair clips and who's wearing the proper jean jacket and who do you have the esprit bag and all this stuff.
And that became the be all or end all. And I used to wear gold earrings because my aunt sold jewelry and we all had tons of gold earrings. So I was in, fifth grade. You put them in, you leave them in for a few days. And this girl picked on me and she said, "Oh, is that the only pair of gold earrings that you have?" And I was like, "Actually, no, bitch. I got quite a few." But that intense from like inside my chest, because I felt like she just attacked my aunt and my people back eat. Like, what? Like, I was horrified. I was like, whoa. And so, I mean, I get that pounding in your chest, that hole it can make, and how people, can just feel from a slight little comment or whatnot. But when you're pretending to be an animal and it's gone this far, come off of it. Like,
Right.
it's too much. Like, I knew how that little boy felt because of what had happened to me. So then I stood up for him, got the whole thing stopped, and we all went on. Like, it sometimes it's not that bad. Like, let them work it out. Like, sometimes with dogs, and they're like roughing each other, I'd be like, let the dogs work it out. They will work it out in their world, and they do. It's our
Right.
interference that fucks it up. So perhaps I feel that the parents of the children who are fur babies, maybe they need an investigation. What's going on in that house?
Yeah.
What are you teaching them? What is being told? Where did they come up with this idea?
You know what's going on? It's this all stems back. It goes to electronic babysitters, where parents let their kids play video games nonstop. Kids don't get outside anymore. They don't play. They don't roughhouse. They don't do this. They don't do that. All they do is video games, and that's what has ruined our society. I guarantee. I'm willing to bet my life on that. That once you take family out of the picture and you're using video games and TV to babysit your kids, and just you don't go do family things. You don't. The kids don't go outside and play anymore. They don't have. We were kids. We had BB gun wars. We shot each other with BB guns. We threw
Yeah.
darts at each other. For God's sakes, people.
Lisa,
What?
check your
What?
messenger. Check your messenger. You know, I remember my neighbors, they would throw bowling balls off of the roof and those jart things. And like, we would all be standing around there. Like, I wouldn't be that close because I was a chicken and I would be watching, but like, they would play duck out of the way.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, we had yard jarts.
right? The things that we were, and the parents were home, they were in the houses, they were around, and we were just doing all this stuff. I mean, I- it's just yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, it's just
I can't. The If you are
Sorry,
the
guys. I was paying attention to this, so I wasn't seeing the chat.
if like you
Oh,
decide you want to like the same sex, the opposite sex, change your sex, that's all fine.
that's fine. Do
That's
it.
But there's no such thing as growing up and being an animal. You have to use English. You have to do things in the world as an adult to function. Are you planning on somebody taking care of you in your litter box the whole time? Like, where's this going to go? Like,
Yeah.
that's just not a healthy alternative to anything. And
Yeah, the CPR, we did that too. That's stupid game, but we did it.
yeah, my dad used to play the same game. And I was like, wow, that was dumb. He goes, yeah, it was. But
Yeah, it was really dumb.
he goes, what did we know? We all lived. I don't know. But I know I'm offended by all the offense,
Beth, what are you offended by?
right? Bottle rocket. We would dig with our
Oh,
hands
Roman candles.
oh my
and
god.
bury them and then get a connecting thing and light it on fire just to blow up dirt.
Blow up dirt.
Remember when we had the tent? My dad put up the tent in the backyard at the Donald Courthouse when you were out, Lisa, and you were like 12, and like a bunch of us slept outside in the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were on our own in the backyard alone. Like it was so cool. Like, do kids even do that anymore? Like we thought it was so awesome.
I know.
Heck,
All the
we
kids I see, they're just sitting there with an iPad. I'm like, why? Like, what? Like the 5-year-old kids, iPads. I mean, I understand it keeps them busy, but come on. You know,
Right?
they need to
Like,
get out and learn things outside in the world, little things.
and
Playing a
now they're
game
like
outside is
outside. Why
bad.
would we go outside to do what? So one parent filmed it and it was really cute. She said, I got so pissed off at them all. I told them they all have to go outside and have to find at least one thing to do outside and sit there and do it. They were all sitting in different lawn chairs around the backyard holding some device. And that's what she's like, I guess I wasn't clear.
Jennifer W., where'd you send it? Facebook?
They just moved it outside. But she's like, at least they're getting some vitamin D, hopefully.
Oh
She's like,
God.
next time I'll be more clear. But now that I think about it, I've actually seen another video where a parent did remove the device, kicked them outside, and watched them literally not know what to do.
You know what cracks me up?
What?
Like, we do all these videos and stuff, and people will actually comment to me, they'll send me a message on stuff, and they'll say, I can't believe you're that mean to your son. He's such a good boy. Listen.
Mean.
Yeah, mean. I'm like, Michelle and I are very strict parents. Our children, all three of them, were honor roll students. All three of them don't drink. They've never done drugs. They've never been in trouble. And I just say, how do you think they got that way?
Right.
Because they were raised strict. Now, do we mess around with them? Do we do stuff like that? Yes. Do we do that? Yes. It's like I don't even know where to go with it. I mean,
well, right, because sometimes like you just get into a rhythm and the way you are with a friend or family member, and it's just how you kind of talk at each other sometimes. It just becomes rote, and it doesn't really have heavier meaning behind it than
people try to put more into it than what is into it.
Right. And like if anybody heard my mom and aunts and uncles and all of us cousins growing up, holy cow. Would CPS have been called 5 times? People would have left us such nasty notes, and we would have been like, what are they talking about? Like, because we sound like we're snappy or mean or mad at each other, but that wouldn't be the case. Sometimes it was, and that would be rather obvious. Like, we would go, you'll know.
Oh, God.
But, like, it's just people.
Beth,
Nobody ever done that. Like, there was never even a threat like CPS or something. Like that wasn't a part of our world,
Right.
Yeah, there was no such thing.
Yeah.
And
like
how we would all talk and just it boggles me that we have to be so positive and a proper tone of voice in all we say and do. Like, ugh, that's not real. I mean, and then what's going to happen when somebody is maybe not feeling well, they're hot, they're a little bit extra cranky, somebody's asked them the same thing 3 times, and you just get a little snappy with your words. That's it? Off with your head? That's a horrible thing. How's that person going to handle it and respond if all their life they've been so protected? They won't know how to handle that. Like that. This is what we're trying to make the world be, so that nobody responds like that. That's not real life.
That's true. And Wendy, that's 100% it. I'm doing my job. It's my job is not to be your best friend. My job is to be a parent. And my job is to make sure you don't do stupid things that I did when I was a kid. I try to teach you the things that I've learned I did that were stupid, not to do them again.
Right.
We lost Robbie, I
And
think. Robbie.
Yeah,
are
Oh,
you
okay.
there?
yeah,
I mean, I've seen where the parents are more friends with the kids. And why is it that there's a lot with the kids that seems to then be problematic?
right.
You
Right.
maybe need to
Now,
be more of a
Michelle,
parent.
Michelle and I, now our kids are older, so we are more friends with them now. But
Right.
when they were young, and the only time Zoli gets yelled at is when he does something stupid, and or when he's in danger of hurting himself, I'll yell. And when he does something stupid, I'll yell. And it's or the biggest thing, Zoli's biggest pet peeve I have is he's like Houdini. If we're doing something, I'll turn around, Zoli, get me, and he's gone.
Right, right,
And it's just because that's who he is. I did that a lot when I was a kid, and that's probably what pisses me off about it. Is I did that to my dad, and I used to get my butt chewed for that, and I'd get smacked in the back of the head for that, and oh
right.
my goodness. And the difference between, I guess, Michelle and I raising the kids and the way my parents raised me is Stephen and I used to get our butts kicked all the time. We used to get spanked constantly.
Right.
Our kids have been spanked like probably one time each.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were just sent to their rooms or take video games taken away or something taken away.
Right, right. Lose the privilege.
And I'm a very loud person, and I mean my kids, if I'm yelling, they used to cry. They'd get scared and cry.
Well,
And I
and
would,
that's the other part of it too, is you have a loud voice naturally. So
yeah,
if you're gonna snap or yell, and say, it is a situation with Z and you thought that he was possibly putting himself in danger, you're gonna snap and do it. Like that's just reaction. It's natural.
right,
And maybe you were wrong. Maybe you misinterpreted it. You saw it out the corner of your eye or something. So
yeah,
what? It's still a reaction of protection.
right,
So
right. And
that
that's
should
like during Swamp Brothers when we were filming that. People were like, "Oh, you're so mean to Steven, and you're yelling at him all the time." And I'm like, "Have you seen the stupid stuff my brother does? If I don't yell, he could have been killed."
the, that reminds me. So the episode 1, the first episode is sitting right in my little whatever my Amazon thing is. And I see it every day because we watched it recently because Gary was like, "I'm telling you, I've never watched it." I said, we watched it. Yes, you did. So we watched it. He went, "Oh yeah, now I remember." Okay.
There it is. There it is. Now, what?
But there was a point where you did snap at him and I went, "Oh, there it is. That's what he's talking about."
Yeah,
And but it was, I don't know, I just I've heard you talk about it. I was looking for it. Gary missed it. He was like, "What did he do?" I was like, "I don't know. Let me rewind. Let me show you. Let's discuss." And he's like, "Oh God, somebody's pissed about that." I'm like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "They got to get a life."
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
He's like, "We're just breeding pansies now."
It truly seems that way, and it's not. Oh God, Marsha, my dad's belt. Whoo boy. Um, I just it's not only kids that are that way too. Some older people are that way because they're grandparents now, and they don't remember what they did when they were, when their kids were kids. And I understand it. Grandparents are like, oh, their grandbabies are the love of their life. They can't do wrong. Yes, yes. Remember when you raised your kids, how you raised them. And uh, I just think as a society, we've gotten so soft and
Well, yeah.
just. we're raising a bunch of pansies anymore.
And I don't know, it's everybody's feelings have to matter all the time and be included. And it starts to make it be impossible to get anything done if we're doing that all day.
Yeah,
There's no way
yeah.
to please everybody all of the time.
The one thing I am happy for is both, you know, my mom and dad, both before they died. I got to thank them for being so strict for with me, and Steven did too, about us getting our butts kicked, and everything. And my dad cried, and I said, I just wanted to, after his one heart attack, I told him, I just want to say thank you for the way you raised us, and thank you so much for being so strict with us, and punishing us, spanking us, because we definitely deserved it.
Right.
And my mom and my dad was like in tears when I said that, and it, it's it was it just meant they loved us.
Right.
Right.
It was, we weren't one of those kids that were just left to do whatever. Our parents actually had interest in everything we were doing, and they loved us. And I was so thankful that I got to tell my mom that and my father that before they both died. And it was,
Well, now that's just something though that's supposed to happen and it's expected. And when these parents who maybe are trying to work two jobs or whatever and they're not fulfilling their child's every wish and want and need, all of a sudden the kids on social media talking about how shitty they are.
right.
You're like, my god, it's
Oh, dude, if they had social media back when I was a kid and I did that, my dad would have knocked my teeth out and I would have been spitting them out my butthole.
Right.
Uh, there's a video going on that people are trying to get everybody all riled up about how there's going to be a draft and all your babies are going to have to go off to war. And some dad went, "Who are you fooling? There's not going to be no draft. None of these kids would go. They would be, first of all, have to have the ability to check the mailbox. They don't do that. And just because a piece of paper tells them to do something, if they don't want to do it, they feel they don't need to do it. And so it won't be happening. So you
Yeah.
can all stop worrying because this generation, uh-uh, that's not how it's going to be. That's not how they're built. And, you know, uh, yeah, he's probably right. I mean,
That you get a draft notice, they're going to say, I'm a cat. I can't go. Oh, okay.
right. They're all going to suddenly be in the middle of all these medical procedures. They're going to have psychiatric care for all these disorders suddenly. Um,
Well, it's not like that hasn't been tried before.
like it just they don't.
They didn't get away with it back then either.
They'll get away with it now. Back
Yeah,
then, listen, back then you couldn't get away with anything because there were laws, and not even laws. Nobody even thought of doing something that stupid. You would have been laughed out of the damn
like
thing.
they don't believe in war, they believe in peace. They're peaceful people and all this stuff. Great, change the world, fix it, make it better. But
Yeah.
um you know we'll see how they all go about doing that. Right now um they're all very, this bothered me though. I know that there's no, we don't all have understandings of all of the politics and all the history of all the parts of the world. And 9/11 wasn't that long ago. And they were asking early 20 somethings, what was the point of 9/11? Like, why did bin Laden do what he did? They didn't know. But first, they said, who was responsible
Oh.
for 9/11? They didn't know. And I'm like, what's happening? How do they not know? I mean, granted, maybe they weren't all born or they were young, but haven't we discussed it over the 20 years on television enough, like to know at least the name of the guy?
Yeah, but they
Um,
don't even teach this stuff in school anymore. They don't teach history.
right. And so I'm going, well, I think they need a quick lesson because it's all starting to repeat itself.
Yeah.
And
Well,
uh,
why do you think they tried to erase history so that it can repeat itself? So they
right.
can do the same things but with different outcomes now, because they don't teach history. They get rid of all this historical stuff. And this is the one thing I always preach, how history is so important, because you don't want to make the same mistakes. Ask any of these kids that are just graduating high school, what was the Holocaust? They'll be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they don't.
Ask them what was the biggest event in 1940 and 19, you know, ask them who Hitler was,
Right.
and they can't even tell you. Ask them who Stalin was.
Oh God,
Ask
they
them who
really can't do
Winston
that one.
Churchill was. Ask them who, oh my God, there's just, ask them what the Yalta Convention was. Ask them what the Cuban Missile Crisis was, and they can't tell you.
No, they really can't. And it's it's sad because I think that really, especially with how what's literally happening right now with Israel, they really they need a quick lesson because it all circles back around again. Like
With
we, you know,
Israel is because they're saying, "Oh, that's Palestine." No, no, no. There is no Palestine.
Alrighty, guys. Look at this mess. Ugh.
I don't
well,
get it.
the one problem that um I feel that they need to understand that you have freedom here to protest, say your point, and express whatever belief you want, and that's fine, and you may do that.
You
But
don't have freedom to attack
so,
other people.
right, like
We
protesting
may have bleeding. I think we do.
is
It's
not
okay
going to change anything elsewhere.
because this is the first one, so don't worry. But let's check it out anyway. Keep going. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'm just unmolding while you guys talking.
No, you can do it.
The
Oh my god.
what the heck?
Wow. I'm scared. I know that there's bleeding through with the white because I could see it. But
Well, just open it already.
I just, Kendra, the thing that gets me is now they're saying, well, Jesus was Muslim.
Oh,
I'm like, the Muslim religion didn't even exist.
oh, you know, they're showing a lot of like old maps that have been found and showing Palestine on the map in whatever year it was. And I said, I absolutely believe that that map was made like that in that time because whatever fighting and war happened then, that's what they believe to be true because this is an area that has been changed and fought over so many times.
Right, right.
So it doesn't make it, right. And um,
But
they
Jesus
want.
gave that land to the Jews.
Yeah, I felt done at that point when I'm like, so to start off the world, God said, here's this part for you, this chunk of land right here. And I'm like, so we're done. What? There's no more discussion. But apparently, no, we've had to discuss it forever. Yeah, it's very odd to me. But they
ready?
are
Go
all about
go
the
for
free
it.
Palestine.
Flip it.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
yeah. The white bled through here.
That
But
still looks cool.
disregard the edging, guys. That's gonna come off. But look at that. Look at the
That
eyes.
looks cool.
It looks like solid and real again.
It does, right? Except
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
there.
it makes it look filled in. I don't know what the word is, but it makes it look complete. It
That's
does.
nothing. Look, because it's not perfectly solid yet. It feels like you can actually like put it around your hand or your wrist. Honestly,
And this
but
was
like
a
the
zebra
scales
spit.
are real, man. How cool is that?
That is cool. That's the spitting cobra.
Yeah.
That's
See its eyes,
Pancake,
Robbie?
our zebra spitter.
Oh, you got a little
Pancake.
bit of white blood there, too. You see the eyes?
Yep, that looks cool.
But even where it's kind of more white, it almost looks like it could have been part of the snake.
Right. That is cool looking.
I'm
Uh,
so psyched about
It
that.
looks it looks authentic and real.
It does,
It's
man. I love the fact that it is real. That's real snake skin. That's a real snake skin.
That's something you could definitely probably sell out in the villages and the markets and stuff too, because people don't come across that every
But
day.
as you guys see, this is like super freaking tedious, man. You saw me just trying to, because if I didn't pull all that stuff off the back, it would have been everywhere and a pain in the ass to get off. It was just
Wendy,
easier
they
to
won't
do it
match
while it's
up
in the
though.
mold. And then I can come in and go along the edges.
That looks amazing though.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's so cool.
Any of them that shed full sheds like that, I'll save for you.
Yeah, absolutely. But even the other ones too, because this obviously isn't as long as the actual snake was. So what I did was I took the whole top part and I came through here. Uh, I came actually through here, and then the bottom I pulled this way because of the tail, because it's not as you know what I mean.
Right. That's a lot smaller than the actual snake.
Yeah. So there's like I don't know, maybe I can't even tell you the width, but it's longer than that much missing that I have over
Yeah.
there, which is basically the midsection of the snake.
Well, that snake is 5 foot.
Yeah. So yeah. And I love working with snakeskin actually. It's so cool. Because when you get it, it's like this dried up thing that feels like it's gonna just tear apart it so easily. But when you wet it, it pulls apart and you fully see the skin like God, this almost looks and feels real.
Well, it is real.
Delightful.
Well, the scales, it's fucking cool. Sorry, excuse my language.
It's like you're holding an alive snake.
Yeah, I could do this. This I could do. But do you remember me pulling? Do you remember when I pulled out that big chunk of snake skin? I was like,
And you
ah!
threw it.
I threw it. I was like, holy shit. This is freaking awesome, man.
That looks cool. That does look cool, I gotta admit.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I made a mess just to make sure I did it well, and obviously I need to put more clear in it because what I did was I laid the snake skin. I did the eyes first, then I laid the snake skin in and I filled it with clear so that I wouldn't get the overlap of the white going through. I obviously need to put more clear in it because it came through up here a little bit there.
So is the scales coated?
Yeah, the scales are actually in the mold too. See?
No, but the snake skin, is it on the outside of the mold?
Yeah, this is the outside of the snakeskin. This is the snakeskin right here.
So that won't tear though?
I'm gonna put something over it, but right now, this is the top of this right here. This is the snakeskin.
Yeah, you gotta clear that with something so it doesn't tear. I
Yeah, I
think the
know.
white looks cool in it because it looks like a piebald.
Oh, I think it's awesome. But yeah, this is completely snake skin on top.
That is
So I'm
pretty
gonna
cool.
cover it. Yeah, I'm gonna cover it so that it won't get ruined and it won't tear. But yeah, how cool is that? And I have more. I could do another one. Yep. And Gabe said there's another piece in his truck. I'm like, what? How do we do that? But how big is that Burmese python?
12 or 13 feet.
Man, how many of them you think we can get out of this?
Ugh.
What's the meanest snake you got?
The Ethiopian cobras.
Yes, I can, Jennifer.
And they're venomous.
Highly.
What's the meanest non-venomous one you got?
I can do that, Flutter. I definitely can. I was going to actually
I don't
soak
think we have a
the
non.
skin in
Z.
resin first.
Do we have any
Then I soak
non-venomous
the
snakes
rest
that are
of the
mean?
I could throw a clear coat just right over this. What, Robbie?
Which ones?
Here, let me show you. I'll get the other.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Basically, yeah.
there's ones, Kendra, that you can't just reach in the cage and grab because they'll have a feeding response. You got to get them out of the cage and then you can handle them.
Who's that?
Right, this
Carpet
is what's
python,
left.
the Dumerel's boa.
This is what is left of this snake. So it's like the whole midsection of the snake. Right?
Right.
So that's what's left of this snake. And the tail, the very tip of the tail, I didn't use either. That's over there.
Vine
I
snakes are friendly. They're fine.
Then I have this one, which I think is the same.
A
That's the
rattlesnake
same
would be cool. Have a
What?
little rattle on it.
That's the same snake. The rattles don't shed off when they shed.
No, this
No,
isn't
but
the same snake. This is a different snake.
No, that
Is
is
this-
a different. Yeah.
Yeah, because this one came all in one. Its head was there and everything.
Yeah.
no, but she
And
could
then
put in a little like ding-a-ling-a-ling thing.
Yeah.
How cool was that? And then
Let me see that skin. That's a cobra.
this is a cobra.
Yeah. I can tell you just by the pattern, the way the scales are right there on the tail, and then on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cobra.
I thought it was a cobra because it's similar to this one.
Yeah, see the way the scales are. Let me see the top of it.
Well, this is how this
That's
one came.
that's the Ethiopian cobra.
Ethiopian cobra. All right. And then
Yes, Flutter. All snake skins are the same color. They're opaque like that, but some of them have pattern in them. Like that zebra spitter had pattern in it, but you can't really see the pattern on there because of the resin.
oh, this is the one that freaks me out, guys. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, well, I told Gary that when
Look at
he's
that
there,
one.
he gets to hold one of the meanest snakes.
Yeah.
This one looks pretty large. I think this may be the other part of this one.
That is the other part of that one. That's the head section.
Oh, look at that. You see that coloring in the skin right there? It's rainbow.
Yeah.
Why is it so fickle there?
But look at this. It's like, sorry. Robbie, how am I going to get that out?
You got to wet it.
Yeah, I know, but it's
See,
just so
it's broken
strange.
again.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh. It's so like, but
Why is that snake fat?
What?
oh, we got a bug.
Why does that snake look fat?
It's about as big around as my wrist.
But that thing she keeps throwing and dropping is not the same as that mold, right?
No, it's the other piece she had.
This goes with this one. That's big.
Yeah.
But that one's like, what is that thick
It's
one?
wider. It was a bigger snake.
No,
Right.
that's the same snake.
What?
No, this here is the same snake because I could see
Right.
where it came off. But this is what was left over of this snake. So this is
Right.
the zebra spitting cobra, and this is the Ethiopian cobra then.
Yeah.
And this, oh, it just crunched up like that. It's like freaking me out.
So what?
The head's up in there.
Ah!
Oh, I know. It's like, whoa, okay. So, all right, whatever. That's that one. And then, this one is like,
That is one thing I will not fondle.
well, Kendra, check this out.
I don't want to. That snake looks like it eats the rabbits. I don't like it.
Look at that one.
I don't see it yet. I'm looking at the other screen. That looks just like a bunch of poop. It's all mixed together.
It's a big
Yeah,
Burmese
well,
python.
That's one snake?
Yeah.
this is one snake.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
How big is he?
12 feet.
About between 12 and 14 feet. Zoe, do you remember the exact
Can't
size
even
of that
reach it.
male
I'd have
Burm?
to.
But do you hold him? Is he mean?
No, he's tame. He's a baby.
Hmm.
Once you get him out of the cage, he's perfect. He's great.
You got any cute worm size ones?
No, baby. Size matters.
Oh my goodness.
See, these are all just. Like, I get the chills up my neck. I don't like it.
that scrunchy one with the head that's stuck up there, that one freaks me out.
And I don't like it that when you keep saying the head stuck up there. Like, that's just so. Ugh.
That's awesome. This is so freaking cool.
Is
I
it
love
though?
this. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I was so excited to get this, make this.
No, it does end up bringing it back to life. I mean, that does look really cool.
It does, right?
So, if those of you like to fondle your
I
snake
wonder if
snakes,
you used real snake skin, like when snakes die of natural causes and stuff.
Right.
Like
and you peel its skin.
I always give mine to Josh so he can use the skeleton. I wonder if
Right.
he skinned it, if you can use the real snake skin, how it would look.
Oh, that would mean I'd have
Won't
to.
it rot and smell?
It shouldn't. No.
Well, then I would have to deal with like bloody stuff.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no.
goodness. You're such a wimp.
Wimp. Sorry.
Well, you don't want it bloody in the resin, like.
No, you just clean it and you wash it.
Well, maybe he can get
yeah,
it
no.
cleaned. Maybe he can get it to a clean state before it transfers over. I don't know. Put some rubbing alcohol on it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You wash
mean,
them with
that's-
glycerin.
Glycerin.
So,
Who wants a
Ew.
snake?
Those are cool.
well, where
These are real, man. These are a little expensive, but trust me.
feeling the flesh between your fingers, even with the gloves on, and seeing the blood
Yeah,
is not a
I know about
Lisa
that.
thing.
No, it is
It's
not me
just
thing. This
not.
is like kind of as close to handling something like that as I'll get. You saw how I cringed on that one snake skin.
Monica
do
said,
You're gonna hold the
Lisa,
real.
Monica said how much? Samfire said me. CPR said how much?
These are $50, guys, and that's a deal right now because we spoke of it being like 60. So these are they're like a 4-step process, actually, believe it or not.
Then it's just like a lot of steps.
It's a lot of work and a lot of steps to make it look really good. Like this isn't done. This one. This still needs a clear coat and it needs to be trimmed and edged, and it is an expensive piece, but it's so worth it. This is real. This isn't like just resin. You know what I mean?
Tori said me.
Okay, why
Are
is
we
everybody
claiming them now?
why is everybody wanting a snake? But then I
Because
don't
it's
see any of you
freaking
getting
cool,
real
man.
ones.
Oh my goodness, Kendra.
Why everybody want a dead snake skin so badly, but they don't want a real one? Snakes are so cool.
That's not a dead snake skin.
What?
It's a shed snake skin.
So it doesn't matter. We
Because
call
the
it. It's
snakes.
not a not a live thing, but almost like it is.
Tori's pre-ordering. All right, Tori. Who else wants one?
Oh, Tori and the excuse. Come off it. The cats would be involved.
Sue, if you ever make it down here, we'll have you holding a snake, and you will
That's
be
what he
like,
says
"Why
about
was I afraid of
everybody.
this?"
He don't know.
Please, you know how many people have come here to do tours and they say they'll never hold one, and they end up doing it?
Well, I will be the first one to stick to my word.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
We'll tie you down and put one on you.
Kendra, if he gets me to hold one, you're gonna hold one.
Nope.
Yep, you will.
I
Kendra
said,
will
is
hold
there a
one.
worm size one?
Kendra,
Wants one this size, Robbie.
what?
He wants one this size.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one's fine. And then it can just drop it.
We'll put the giant one around her neck.
As long as its head is nowhere near me, I'm fine with that, actually. It's that snaky snake.
So is Tori the only one that wants one?
No, about 5 people do, but they're all like waiting for, the proper moment to pounce. Like a snake.
Counts now. I only have so many pieces of snakeskin right now.
Oh.
Yeah, these snakes may never shed again.
No, they will. This is what I have right now.
I know. Sandfire says me. She's pre-ordering.
Alrighty, Sandfire. I actually PayPal emailed you. That's what to do.
PayPal emailed?
PayPal email from last night.
No, I agree. They're not slimy.
No.
I don't like how they slither. I don't
Tori,
like
you
they
held a
look at
snake
me.
here.
I don't like any that are called racer that makes them seem fast, and I don't care for the fast. Don't be fastly coming after me.
Smaller snakes are more difficult because they're quicker and they're crazy.
These? I thought they make good earrings.
Monica doesn't want a real snakeskin. She just wants like a fully resin pretend one. I believe that's what she's saying.
A mold one, black or green. Yeah, if you don't want, here's the other thing. If you don't want the real snakeskin, this would be a $25 resin piece, any color you want. And I'll put the eyes in it. But this here is like freaking phenomenal.
Kimberly Chess. Welcome back. Welcome back there, CPR.
Pass on the snake stuff.
First off, we got to get Kendra here.
First off, you people have me doing like nothing fun in the allure of going to Florida.
What do
I've
you
got to
mean?
clean bathrooms. I got to get the dude across the street jailed. I got to hold the snake. Like, what the fuck?
There's all kinds of things Kendra needs to do.
Tori did
Which
not hold
means,
the snake.
Kendra, this isn't a 3-day trip. Okay?
I know Topher did.
But Tori's, wait, what did she say? This heart's in the way. But she's held snakes
Robbie.
before.
Yeah.
I don't feel
Robbie.
like she's participating properly in the snake holding
We
game
have to
everybody's
make
being
Kendra
forced to play.
understand- We have to make Kendra understand that this trip to Florida is not a 3-day trip. She needs to stay for at least 1 week, a full
Yeah,
7 days.
you really do. You can't do it in 3 days.
Who said 3 days? I'm being yelled at for 3 days. I didn't even
Kendra
say.
does these like 3 or 4-day trips to New York all the time.
Oh
We
yeah,
need,
I'll
like,
drive the loofah mobile around.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I got lots of places I want to go and people I want to see.
I'm sure.
Oh, Tori and her mountain days. Why
Sorry,
would you
guys.
hold
I'm
a
just
venomous
cleaning
snake?
my mold. I'm so
I
excited.
hold venomous snakes all the time.
Oh, but why?
Let me see. Let me find something for you, Kendra.
I want to see the
There.
video of everybody almost getting eaten by an alligator.
What?
I don't know. The other day, Gabe was saying how everybody almost got alligator or Nile crocodile thing.
Oh,
No, it was
the
that female
female
gator.
alligator.
You know what, though? I saw that video. I finally watched that. Well, I actually didn't get the ending clip of it. But when she was attacking you, your hand went with the camera up to the bushes. Gabe's got that whole thing on video.
Yeah.
Like her face coming towards you guys. He actually has that.
I know because he was behind us.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, he didn't see it. Yeah, she was a little quickie.
Why was she not listening?
She just wanted food, and she was gonna get it, whether it was the actual meat that they were throwing or their foot or whatever She was gonna get something to eat.
All right, let's see if I can find this avatar.
Beth wants to extract the venom from a snake.
No, you don't, Beth.
Why? Why is that fun?
You don't want to do that. That's when most accidents happen.
Right, Kim Chess. I don't have desire to be around it, dead or alive.
Oh my goodness, so messy.
What is this?
That's mess. That's snake skin mess.
Where is this picture?
I love this freaking snake. You know, I bought Freddy snakeskin boots that look just like that.
I was gonna say, I got some video footage of those boots.
Do you?
I
I do.
I bet you do.
And potatoes.
Yeah, boots like that was like $250.
The picture's too big.
Back in the olden days of yore, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Kendra, look at my avatar.
That's actually after I picked up this freaking guitar too. I was so excited to get the damn guitar that I went and got him the thing too. Lucky him, right?
Bossy.
I was such a good girl.
Ah! But
What
why
is
is
that?
it? It's a all flared out
Wait,
cobra being
let me
pissed.
put them in the middle because you can't really see.
It's a king cobra that I'm
Yeah.
holding.
Oh yeah,
You're
you're
holding it.
holding it. It can just turn its head and
One's
go
13
and get
feet.
your arm.
That one's 13 feet.
That's why.
I don't know.
But it can just turn its little head section and just
But then I
get
just
you.
turned my arm so it can't get me.
I don't. But they're fast. I don't get it. I don't like it. Mm.
I'm faster.
Those things from like when I was a kid, I watched a cartoon or something, and you know how they coiled up in those little wicker baskets and they played the little flute thing and they came out.
I did that.
That's what I think of when I like snake. That's what pops into my head are those cobra things and the wicker basket.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, it's like so right now that it feels like it could actually really be a snake. Oh my god.
Where's Terry's clocks?
Oh my gosh. Terry, it's going out in tomorrow's mail as long as you pay the shipping. I got the tape and I got the bags. Everything's going out tomorrow. Sorry guys, it took a minute to get here, that's all.
Ugh.
Some things had to be reboxed that was already wrapped, so
Who took that picture?
which one?
This cobra.
Oh.
Yeah. Um, I think Chris took that.
I feel whoever that was a little too close to that snake.
Yeah, Mom. The first time Michelle ever slept at my house, there was a spitting cobra under the bed.
Oh
Oh,
my
out of a
god.
cage?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Why?
Well, I had this guy who worked for me. He was a very, very knowledgeable person on snakes, and he actually worked for Sherman Minton, who is the leading toxicologist in the world. I worked for Sherman when I was younger, and this guy worked for Sherman, but he had no social skills. He was just a animal person,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to clean the snakes at my house and at my warehouse, and he forgot to put the lock on the cage when he was cleaning that snake, and the snake went around and around the cage and it opened the glass, so it came out of the snake cage onto the floor under the door into my bedroom and under my bed. Now meanwhile, it's the we fell asleep. The cougar is on the bed. The what else was on the bed? Um, One of the dogs was on the bed, the cougar, the house cat, and Michelle and I. And we're asleep, and the one dog's barking at the edge of the bed. And I thought he knocked his nylabone under the bed, so Cyrus just wanted his nylabone and was barking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was laying on my stomach, and I put my arm over the edge of the bed, under the bed, and I heard this, and I pulled my hand out, and I looked under the bed, and there's a 6-foot spitting cobra under the bed. So
Oh
I
my
had
God.
to get the animals out of the room, pick Michelle up, carry her out of the room, and catch the snake, go put it back in the cage. And that, mind you, this is the first night that when we started dating that she spent the night.
Oh my God.
And she's like, "What the heck?" And she knew everything I was into because we dated for a little bit.
Right, right. But
And
still, you're like, really?
yeah,
Oh God.
and you know,
Oh.
that was the joke. She stayed with me then, so I might as well marry her.
Well, then, yeah, that's true love for you right there. It's a good story though, but oh my God, the panic.
Yeah,
Kendra would have lost her mind.
we had.
She would have never gone back to that house.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd get past that. Just because the venomous. I don't do well with the non. So the venomous, are you kidding?
Kendra, you want to hear something funny? Um,
Okay.
the first time like Cece came down to Florida to, he came down to pick me up because we were going down to the Keys.
Uh-huh.
So he drove from Miami Airport to Cutler Ridge, and he comes up to the house. He goes, "Dude, I got to use your bathroom. I got to use your bathroom." I go down, first door on the left, and he runs down there and he goes straight into the end door and opens the door, and a 200-pound cougar is looking at him.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
He slams the door and yells,
Oh my god.
and he's like, "Dude, what the hell? There's a lion!" I'm like, "Dude, that's just Desi. I locked him in his room because you were coming in the front door."
It's just Desi, don't worry.
And,
Oh my god.
then he went bathroom, and I let Desi out, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool."
That's funny.
Oh, let's not even get started on the spiders, okay? Nope.
No,
Nope,
I
nope,
don't like
nope.
spiders. I like tarantulas, but not spiders.
Ah. Sometimes this can be satisfying. It's like a fidget thing. Picking resin, dried resin up.
Oh, do you bother to do that? I never do that.
Yeah, it's like a, I don't know, like a fidget thing. I try to keep. Jeannie like painted this black thing here now. Ah, I broke it out. See what happens? Dang it.
No to any arachnids.
I like the tarantulas. The spiders, though,
Alrighty, Terry.
and it's weird because I've been bit by 2 tarantula species, and it hurts.
I thought
What?
tarantulas
I
don't
thought they
bite.
were nice and they don't bite. What are you talking about?
Oh, it depends which ones.
Oh, of course.
Cobalt blues, they're mean and they're pretty toxic. And then the giant bird eaters, oh my god, those
Ah,
hurt when
that
they
was
bite. Their
satisfying.
fangs are so big.
I agree with Phil. Spiders, I'm sorry, you've now lost your home. It has to be burnt down.
And like spiders, it's not really what freaks me out. It's I almost lost my leg to a brown recluse, but
Ugh.
that was in California.
It's a wonder you're even alive.
Uh,
My God, a brown recluse is
Like
supposed to kill you.
I think
they
my mom
rotted
was bit by a brown recluse, honestly.
it rotted a hole in my leg.
Well, don't you have to get like a shot to
I was in the
anti?
hospital. I was in the hospital for 3 days. They had to sit there and wash it out constantly. They had me on IV drip and everything. Scorpions are cool, but
Gabe was
it's when
bit by a
you
brown recluse once, and he didn't know it, but he had a burn or something on his foot, I think it was his toe. And all of a sudden, like 2 days later, they saw a red line going straight up to his heart, and he went to the hospital. And they're like,
that wasn't a recluse.
well, that's what they told him.
Nah, not in Florida.
That's what they told him.
He probably got bit by a dang a black widow.
I thought they have brown recluses in Florida, and the black widows are mainly in California.
No, black widows are all over Florida. Brown widows are all over Florida, and red widows are all over Florida. Recluses don't live here; it's too hot. Recluses love like cooler, dark places. Like though they actually are in California, they're more
Wisconsin.
common. Yeah, they're more common in Wisconsin, in the Midwest, like
Yeah.
Ohio and around there. And you find them in basements.
Ooh.
We went
And
to the
Um,
sheriff's office
they
about the creeper last week,
they
and
they do come down to Florida because people move down from up there and they pack their stuff, and a recluse gets
what are
packed in
those
there.
big spiders? Those big
oh,
brown
here's a
spiders
list.
with
There's
the long
16
legs that
states.
jump.
16 states have brown recluse spiders, like
Yeah, that are
naturally.
native.
Yeah. And it's the South, the Midwest, and somehow it jumps over to like California.
Yeah,
Mm.
because of people moving there. But and they have found them in Florida, but they're not common at all. They die. They don't last long in Florida.
Well, their lifespan isn't very long to begin with, according to this.
No, it's not.
So, ooh.
But their
The
eggs won't
jumping
hatch.
spiders?
No, she's
Yeah,
talking.
there was a
She's
black. Well,
I
actually,
know.
it was probably brown. It looked black though. But I've seen them. I thought they were wolf
Wolf.
spiders,
Yeah, the wolf.
the wolves.
but I saw
Yeah.
one that looked as big as the wolf spider crawling at my foot when we were at the police station last week, and I'm like, and I just stopped. I was like waiting. I'm like, please don't jump, please don't jump, please don't jump. But the one
Yeah,
that
The
jumped,
Michigan has brown recluses.
the wolf spider's primarily down south.
Yeah, those are down Florida, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Louisiana.
but they don't hurt you, right?
All spiders are venomous.
Well, they don't pose like a threat to you unless they're threatened, then they
Right.
could, but you can be allergic to their venom more commonly for the wolf.
All right, Kimberly. The banana spiders are not really banana spiders. That's just a name that they got because people get called them that because they have a lot of
They have
golden
a lot of.
silk weavers.
God, I can't even imagine the spiders you have there, Robbie. I
When
haven't seen one yet though.
when I was importing, dude, I'd import spiders, tarantulas, um, scorpions. I'd get a box that was like 20 inches by 20 inches by 20 inches cube, and it would have 5,000 death stalker scorpions in it.
Ugh.
And
What the?
you'd pop the lid on the box, and you have to there'd be tons of loose scorpions because in Africa when they catch them, they put them in these little paper things and seal it. Like they
Right.
just fold it over and throw them in the box. Well,
Ugh.
during shipping, it gets shaken up and they get out. Hello, Angie.
Eef.
And
Hi,
I don't.
Angie.
It was a pain in the butt because you got to sit there with the big tweezers and pick them up. And those, if they sting you, you could have not a heart attack, but you could die from respiratory failure.
Oh, that's all.
There's a
That's all.
lot of deadly scorpions. Those are the ones they find in Egypt in the tombs. And you know how they say, oh, they died from the curse of the tomb? More than likely, a lot of those people were stung by those.
Oh, well, that's what you get for hanging out in a tomb, then, I guess.
Right?
Did you hear that we had our beaches closed down because of the aggressive shark activity?
Because your water's cooling off.
Well, they found an injured whale from it, I guess.
Ah,
And he was bitten.
oh boy.
So that kind of makes me sad. They managed to get the whale out and determined his injuries were too much, and so they euthanized him.
It wasn't a killer whale.
I don't know what kind of whale, but it made me sad about that. Stupid
Killer whales
sharks.
are actually killing sharks because they love the taste of
Crazy?
uh, the livers.
Ew. Hmm.
I had extra color from the lion, so I made mustard-looking peens.
That's just a strange sentence right there.
Uh,
Mustard-looking peens.
Bay Area Enclave was named the nation's most expensive zip code for the 7th year straight. Apparently, we have
Got a booty.
enclaves now.
The nub has a booty, so you know. It's got a booty.
Guess who lives there? Thinks he plays
Ratchet.
basketball.
uh,
Ratchet. Oh my goodness. I gotta admire.
dude, when you import and you bring in boxes of tarantulas, you have to take a windbreaker
I don't like that color brown, by the way.
and you have to
We're gonna
put
be doing.
baby powder all over your arms and wear a windbreaker so when they kick the hairs, they don't land on your arms.
Be right back. I need a drink.
See, there's just too much involved in saving one's own life to dealing with all this shit.
Well,
I
that's
don't
not
want to
with
be in a hazmat suit and I don't want to be doing all this.
that's not that's that doesn't they're not going to kill you. It just they kick the hairs and the hairs float in the air and when it gets on your skin, it feels like fiberglass. It
Okay,
doesn't
that
kill
doesn't
you.
sound pleasant.
But it doesn't kill you or make you sick.
I don't, I
It
guess
just
we don't
itches.
die, but why do I want to be uncomfortable and then freaked out and
Well,
stuff? I don't.
when they're fresh imports, they do that. And some tarantulas kick hair. They're notorious for it.
Wouldn't it just be more fun to go to the dollar store and make a wreath instead
No,
of all this scorpion
no,
hair stinger things?
no.
Good night, Phil.
Girls leaving. Good night.
Beth, I did not ship anything this week because Scott is not here this week. Scott's um, transmission cracked and he lost his
Oh,
transmission, so he's waiting for the new one to come in. We
I
probably won't
mailed
have Scott
all
back
my
here till next week.
packages. Unless they're supposed to remain here, then they did. But otherwise, if they were to go out, they went out.
I
Jennifer
will
W.,
be
I think so.
for any of those who need to know. I will be mailing packages out weekly. Coming Thanksgiving time.
This is usually the week we mail, and there's no way Z and I can get it done and do the animals.
But I will be doing shipping weekly so that if you're buying Christmas presents, you will have them by Christmas time.
Oh, funny. That is funny. Read Dawn's thing. Lisa,
Well,
get black Barbie wigs for the peens and make them look like a 60s rock band.
that
That is hilarious.
would be funny.
Put the little googly eyes on them.
I do have a bunch of.
Oh,
I had to get eyes for the snake, so I have a bunch of eyes now.
there's a wolf hybrid on the loose.
A wolf hybrid.
Yeah, it's in a California like coastal town. Well, it's actually not that
That's how
far. Well, it's
you know,
far.
like liver.
Sebastopol. That's Probably, yeah. They're like, if you see it, do not approach.
Marcia, I'm going to be sending your package out tomorrow.
Monica, I got to go through everything,
Yeah.
and Scott not being here, I don't get time to sit in the office. Mom, it's someday, probably next week.
Oh, I thought you
I'm
was talking to me.
waiting for. I got to wait for.
Scott does the shipping now.
Scott does all the packing.
Mm-hmm.
Scott and Z wraps the boxes, and I do all the labels.
Mm-hmm.
When will those frozen iguanas start falling from the trees again?
When it gets cold in Miami,
Yeah, but he won't get one.
February.
I
If they
want an
were up here,
iguana.
they'd be falling out of trees.
I want an iguana.
You can't have one.
Says who?
Florida Fish and Wildlife.
Okay, well, they don't have to know. They don't come to my house.
Uh,
What are you gonna feed it? The stupid crickets?
no, they don't eat crickets. They eat like romaine lettuce and
Yeah.
spring mix and
Why do
banana.
you want one of those? You can't hold them. They're mean.
You can hold
Iguana?
iguanas.
They bite.
No, they don't. Some of
But,
them get that way.
well, our chameleons are mean.
What? She's just
not
scared.
not all chameleons are mean. Well, my chameleon's bit Heather.
Yeah, we don't like those ones. They're mean.
Oh my goodness, Sandra.
Actually, hold on. I shouldn't say mine bit Heather. The female was on her and like clawed her. She's got little tiny nails that prick, and she clawed her enough that she made her bleed. But it's no big deal. It was no big deal. She just got in a good point and made her bleed. But she was opening her mouth, you know. But she hasn't been handled. But they know who feeds them and stuff, you know. Then it's me and Gabe. So mainly Gabe.
They used to flutter. They used to go collect them, and people would put them in their cars, and then they come back to life when they warm up.
That's funny.
Freaking love this snake. Hello?
Jeez,
Yeah.
jeez.
That sounds radio silence.
If they're not, Beth, if they're just cold at night, they'll fall out of the trees. But when the sun comes out, they warm back up and they run off.
Right,
If
Flutter?
if they're cold for too long, then they die.
My chameleons are in the house right now. We just have to make sure Chaos doesn't see what's inside there. And she hasn't yet. So she'll want to play with them. She'll start talking to it. When you hear Chaos talking, she found something. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. What the hell are you doing? She talks to her little lizards that she finds and stuff. Like, no, 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 no. Jules is good though. She sees a lizard, like on the screen on the patio, and she goes to chase it because they're running fast. I'm like, no, and she goes, okay, and she just stops. She leaves the little lizards alone. But chaos, you can push away from the lizard, and she'll go right back to it. Like, no, and then she'll go right back to it.
That's why
So,
cats are responsible for the loss of so many different species worldwide.
well, cats don't care. She knows what no means, but
Cats kill just for the sake of killing.
she likes to play with her kill then.
Yeah.
I think your hubby wants a gator. He had fun feeding the gators the other day. I don't know if anybody noticed that he was there.
He did have
Which,
fun on it.
yeah, he
He and
did. He
I
had a
were
good
trying
time.
to do it today, but the stuff didn't thaw out. We fed the caiman and we fed
Ah,
Sicario.
even I had fun, and I was in the cart. I was there. I don't know if y'all heard me talking.
Lisa went over to the lemurs.
Yep, I did. And I got down right up to the marsh. Never did that before. I just let I normally when I go, I just let everybody go do their business, and I sit and I chill and I hang. But I went with everybody this time. It was fun. It really was. Gabe had a good time. I didn't know. Where's um the one where you have the gates like really hard to push open? Where they found the turtle?
Yeah.
Tortoise, whatever. I didn't know that there was gators back there.
There's one gator, Sicario.
That's the name, yeah, Sicario. I didn't know that you had anything back there.
Yeah, we keep Sicario back there because he's an ass, and I want to build another pen where I have just him in it
Uh,
and start working with him.
yes, Sue. That was Gabe with the white shirt.
I want to start working with him because he's a lot like Tebow used to be, just like him, mean as hell, and try to kill me. And then those
Oh.
are the ones that seem to become the best skaters.
Now is Chase bigger than Tebow?
No, Chase is
Okay.
longer. Chase and Everett and Cypress are longer,
Uh
but they're not bigger.
like his jowls were huge. Like I don't know if you call it his
Tebow's
jowls, but like
jaws, Tebow's jaws are much bigger.
really, I don't know
Yeah,
why, but Chase's just looked like I'm like, oh my god. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah. So
Chase is
back then,
big.
yeah, he was.
Everett's big. Everett used to be pretty tame. I used to have him in the same pen with Tebow, and I had to move him out because him and Tebow were fighting. So I moved him out,
Right.
and then now he's a jerk.
Yeah.
Do they just eat each other when somebody's dead?
They don't. They'll every once in a while you'll get fights, but I haven't had any kill another one in a long time.
Well, let me ask you this: when you guys are feeding,
Yes,
okay,
Andy.
chasing that female that chased you over in that area, and
Uh
there
huh.
was like straight when you went straight. If you looked straight back, you saw females coming up. There was
Yeah.
one that came up and that stayed there, and then you somebody actually threw her food, and
Yeah.
I guess she ate it. But there was another one coming up behind her, and I was wondering why that one didn't try to go past her to come get get food. Like it stayed back there, as if like was the first female that was there
Because
guarding that wouldn't let her pass.
no, it's just a more dominant female, and she was just waiting her turn. When
Oh,
the
okay,
marsh is full of waters, when it's totally full and all the way up to the top of the the new area we built,
right,
then they all come up because they can go under each other. They're in the water. They
right,
don't fight. But if
right.
when it's low like that and they're out of the water, they're exposed like they'll
Mhm.
take turns because you'll have more dominant ones that will play dominant.
Yeah, see, I didn't know if like the one in front was blocking her or the one in back was just like waiting her turn. I actually really thought that at first that
Good
she was
night,
waiting
Beth.
her turn, but then good night, Beth. And then I thought that maybe she was blocking her.
No, when
I
the
wasn't
water's
sure.
totally full, you don't have that problem because if they all will come up, you know where we put the new light that Marcia got us in the marsh,
Yes.
the that big telephone pole, the water usually comes up to there. So right in that area, it's about 12 feet deep when it's full. And they all come up there and they'll sit in the water, they'll come up and they'll take turns coming up on land and grabbing the meat.
Right. Well, I noticed where you guys usually back the truck up and then throw the meat out.
Yeah,
That
that's
that
totally
whole
dry.
area that was like totally dry.
And that's usually when you get
Oh,
down there where the hole is, it's
uh
about
huh.
12 feet deep.
Yeah, that was totally dry. I was like, wow. I mean, I totally recognize that area, and obviously, I know where
Yeah,
Tebow
that's
and
where the light is.
yeah, yeah,
That's the light. That's why we put that light there because we were so excited because when it's, we're like, okay, when the rains come and this fills up, it's going to be cool to get photos here at night. We'll see so many eyes right here, but we
right.
just never got the rains this year.
No, it really didn't. It rained like 3 days straight. Is that the most we got? I think.
Not even. I think it rained like when we got that hurricane. We didn't get any rain except for mist.
Right.
It
But there
was
was
just
a couple days that it did rain like 3, 4 days in a row. But
it,
that's
na-
it.
it,
It
it
wasn't even
rained.
like
The
all day
most it
long.
rained here was like 2 days in a row,
Yeah.
and I was all excited, and because it was coming up, and it got about 6 feet deep there, but that's all it ever came up. It never even. We rebuilt that end down there because if you guys remember last year, it was flooding there. It was totally underwater and the gator nests were getting washed out. So we had to rebuild that end. And this year, the water never even came up to the edge.
Right. Yeah, that's a good question. Can the marsh ever dry totally up?
No,
She was
because we
asking.
pump, there's two
That's right.
water
Yes.
sources going into it that we pump water into it. If I shut those off, then yes. But that area we go, that point right there that we built for the nesting, if you look out that deep ditch right there where we always feed now,
Hmm.
um right past that there's a deep pond right in there. It's not huge, it's probably the size of my office, and that's where all the gators are hanging out. It's about 7 8 feet deep right there, and then there's another hole that's you guys saw me catch the water snake by that hole. That hole is probably about 8 feet deep, 9 feet deep right there.
Right.
But that's where the water's coming in, where we pump it. It's just hopefully, next year we'll definitely get rains. We've never gone 2 years in a row without rains. I know, me too, Flutter. Me too.
Oh man, I love this freaking snake.
That is cool. That turned out really cool.
I know. I can't wait to make the next one now. Very tedious though, guys. Very tedious.
I
Pray
just
for rain.
I can't wait till rains come. And later this winter when we get ahead on money some. What I want to do is dig out that area more where we used to feed, dig out the edges in the middle there. So it's a deep hole, so it'll always hold water.
Right. Kendra.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Sue. I was just gonna put it in your box, but it was sitting right here. Um, yeah, you got quiet, Kendra.
I go, what?
You got quiet.
Oh.
She's fondling something. Let her concentrate.
I'm fidgeting. I'm trying to get my resin off my tray here. It drives me nuts because I need to have it flat. You know,
Kendra,
like I don't care if it's got paint
deny
on
it.
it and
You
stuff,
were
but
fondling something.
I can't have the picky stuff. I gotta pick it off.
No, I was not fondling anything.
Lies.
Oh
But
my god, I showed you this all night, Angie.
what you call it?
Resin. It drives me nuts though. I can't have I have to have a flat surface.
Man,
Because
today
I
was
need these trays because the one table that I have isn't leveled, or it was. It's just not anymore. One
today
side
was
of it goes
so
down.
weird. It got
Why?
dark so fast.
Oh my
I
gosh,
hate
I
it.
know. I was like,
I hate it.
wow.
That's
As
why I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know Jeannie was across the street.
well, Z and I were gonna, we separated all the food out, and then we fed the caiman, and the rest of it was a little too cold yet. Flutter, wait till you see the size of the largemouth bass in this food I just picked up. Um, we went back there, and I was like, all right, the food's still frozen. Let's set it in the sun. Let's go do some other stuff around here, get that done. Then we'll run to Walmart and get what we need. Get back. We'll we'll clean the turtles in the office, and I got to clean the pump in the office, and then we'll go feed the gators. So I tear out the pump, and it was so filthy. I'm cleaning. I had to just put new cartridges in it and everything. And then I'm like, oh, this water is bad. I got to do a complete water change. So I drain the tank and then refill it, drain it again, mix up the rocks so you get all the yucky out of the rocks, and then refill it, drain it again, and refill it. And then I'm like, all right, Z, that's done. This is perfect. And I look out the window right there, and it's dark. I'm like, what the hell?
I know.
What just happened?
I hate
And
it.
so then we couldn't go feed the gators because you can't go in the marsh at night and feed because then they're all coming up and it's too dangerous. And it's just it was a nightmare.
Maybe you just need better time management skills now that it's getting darker earlier.
Uh,
That's all.
no,
Well,
but
you
you got
gotta
to
get up
remember,
earlier.
we're filming little bits and pieces of stuff because we don't. When you stop to
Oh,
film,
Monica.
that's when it takes forever. You know.
Right.
Mhm.
So we're filming little pieces here, and in between there, we're doing a ton of stuff, and then the day just goes by so fast. You're like, what the hell?
This soap is like strong smelling. Woo!
Soap?
Yeah, I
Good
just
night,
washed my hands.
Kimberly.
It's the
Good night,
cucumber
Kim.
lily. I think it says. I mean, it smells good, but I was
It's
not prepared.
stress reliever soap.
Well,
Kim, are you
I
working all week?
what? Who are you talking to?
I was talking to Kim. I haven't talked to her.
Gosh, she's busy, busy, busy.
Oh,
I think I put a soap down here, but then there was no soap, so I had to take the bathroom soap, put it in the kitchen soap. Think I'm running out of soap.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's almost Black Friday where I have to reorder anyways for the Bath Beyond Body Works, whatever.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah, they're gone now. They're owned by Overstock.
Yeah, they closed all
Yes,
the ones
Wendy, I
around
could.
here.
This it's sort of sad. Macy's has Ralph Lauren jackets on sale half off.
Fondling soap.
Anti-fondling soap. That's what Kendra needs.
What?
I
Lava.
think that's where she got her fondling from.
Soap?
Yes. You always had your hands in soap and water and bleach and just fondling everything, cleaning everything all the time.
God bless. I can't go into Body Works,
Into where?
Bath and Body Works.
Why not?
Why?
There's so many smells that it gives me a headache.
I can see that.
It's just overwhelming with so many different smells.
I like a lot of their stuff, but I don't go there. Like I usually like I've received gifts like for Christmas and stuff, which is Bath and Body Works.
Dude,
But
my
like
wife's
I've
in there
never,
once a week.
yeah, I can't. I'm not a big lotion person and stuff like that. Like I like my St. Ives vitamin E lotion, and I tend to
Does
use
she
that.
have the app, Robbie?
Yes.
Because the app gets you good deals on stuff that the stores don't do.
Right, right. And that's what she said.
Yeah, sometimes I'll see that and I'll be
Where
like,
is
well,
Bath
I
and
do
Body
happen to
Works
need
around
10
here?
candles right now.
In the villages.
Where?
Up
Up by
on
Lady Lane,
up by
Home Depot,
no, Spanish Springs.
in Spanish Springs.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Right next to that sushi place there.
What are
Oh,
you
okay.
talking? Your Bath and Body Works is what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
ours
didn't
are
know there was a
only
Bath
in a
and Body Works in
mall.
Villages.
Ours is in the plaza right there. Next to the sushi place. Terry. That same here, Sue. I get all plugged up because my sinuses just go crazy.
Do you take allergy meds, Robbie?
Yeah.
You do daily
Yeah.
or just when they act up?
I take them for about 3 months and then quit for a couple months and then take them for 3 months and quit.
I don't take them, and I should.
Because my sinuses are bad.
I'm gonna start putting medication in your banana bread. Make you take your allergy medicine. Gabe will call
I
me up and
like
go, "What's in these
Allegra.
funny brownies? Why is she acting all normal?"
Normal.
Hi, Joyce.
I like Allegra, but I don't like taking it. because like when it starts to kick in, it gives you that. I don't know if you've ever gone to like the ER or the doctor or something. They give you that shot of Benadryl, and you get that like ooh feeling. I call it the woohoo feeling. The
Yeah.
Allegra does that to me, and I don't like it.
I use when mine get too bad, I do the neti pot, Mom. But if I take that Zortex, it
I've
works.
never taken that. I've only taken Walgreens and Allegra, but I can't take the D. I have to just take the regular.
I take the one that's behind the counter. You got to get that Zortex, whatever it's called.
My eyes have been feeling like really heavy lately. And then my ears will pop. My eyes don't really burn though.
I'll just open.
It's the ear popping that drives me nuts because it makes me feel off balance.
Uh, my eyes get red, and then I can't wear my contacts because my eyes are burning.
Don't you always have glasses on?
What's that?
Don't you always have glasses on?
Not always. I wear my contacts sometimes.
This just doesn't open.
But if I'm wearing my contacts, I still got to wear my glasses to read
Yeesh.
because my
I
contacts are for distance.
Oh, so you can't see far.
I can see really far. I can't see. Um, it's blurry at like a distance, but if it's further away, I can see it. It's weird.
You have astigmatism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I have that too, but that was not my problem. They gave me glasses, and like when I held up a plate to wash it, instead of it being round, it went oval. I'm like, this is weird.
And then in my left eye, my contact is shaped different because I've got a flat spot on my left eye from snake venom.
From
Of
snake
course you
venom.
do.
From being spit in the eye.
Really?
Yeah.
So it almost made you blind.
I don't know about it almost made me blind. They were like, "What the hell? Why you got a flat spot on your eye?" And he was like, "I don't know how you would get that. Do you ever get something in your eye?" I'm like, not that I know of."
Snake spit him.
And
Spit
he's
him.
like, "Have you ever gotten spilled something in your eye that burned?" I've been hit by venom, spitting cobras probably 10, 12 times.
Well, probably that.
And he goes, "Yeah, that would do it, you idiot."
That's something you don't hear every day.
Ugh.
That's my favorite. No, no, nothing I can think of except for the venomous snake spitting at me.
You don't think of it, It's you get hit in the eye, you run in the house, you grab a shot glass full of milk, and you just hold your eye open and hold the shot glass against your eye, and it
With milk?
neutralizes it. And then you go lay down with a cold washcloth on your face for a couple hours.
What if you don't have milk?
Uh,
I don't think I could put milk in my eye.
yeah, you can.
Why? No way.
You can't touch your eyeball or do
Yeah, but putting milk in my eye, I can put water in my eye, not milk.
like I can take my finger and put it right.
I
Right?
mean,
What?
n- Why is this plugged in?
We lost Robbie for a second, I think.
Yeah,
Can't hear
look.
him. Oh, there
I
he is.
could put my finger right on my eyeball. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, please don't do that.
Why?
I cannot do eyeballs like that. Ooh. Creeps
Not
me
yet, Jennifer W. They don't start having babies till probably is about spring, early spring.
out. Think you need to have some happier, nicer, more peaceful furry creatures there.
I will once we get cages built.
I saw that preview, Flutter.
Yeah, you're gonna get venomous lions.
To venomous
Venomous
lions.
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 I don't think lions need to be venomous.
Nuh-uh.
Well, you know what I mean. It's the same idea, the same thing. Ugh.
I want one.
Yeah.
Not getting venomous lions.
Makes me screaming, get this thing out of my house.
I love lions. Hello.
Michelle, when we'd have baby cougars, Michelle would always, she bottle feeds all the babies because she loves doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But they will, you have to wear jeans and you have to have like thick bath towels on your legs when you're doing it because they need,
Yeah,
and they'll shred your jeans.
I bet. Freaking chaos. She does that to me and she puts holes in my shirt. I'm like, nope, nope, get down.
Yeah, imagine big cats doing it.
Right.
Yeah, I think that might be a tad
Yeah.
bit different.
Yeah,
We've
well,
got
that's what I'm
banana bread
saying. I'm
right
like,
now, Sue.
my
I'll
own
send
cat
you a
does it and rips
piece.
holes in my shirt.
I'm starting to make fancy banana bread now.
Fancy
Fancy
banana.
banana bread.
Yeah. Cousin Sue.
All right, guys, it's 1 o'clock. I am going to bed because Z and I have to get up early
Alrighty, Robbie.
because the sun gets up earlier now, and
Oh no, it also sets earlier, remember.
I know that's why we got to get up earlier because we got to start working so we can get more time in.
Alrighty. Thank
All
you.
right, you guys have an awesome night. God bless all of you, and prayers to everyone who needs them. And we will see you guys later on. New videos up today, and there'll be a new one up tomorrow.
You're not going live tomorrow?
I don't know. It just depends on if we have time. We'll try, but I don't know if we'll have time. There's so much to do, and Scott's not here, so Z and I are doing everything.
Okay.
You know, I've got a sink full of bowls that I'm going to wash first thing in the morning, and then I got to do. We got to feed in the morning. Then we got to feed the gator marsh. Then we got to feed the baby crocs. We got to feed
Why is
tortoises.
everybody's hungry over there? What are you starving
I
them?
know everybody just wants to eat. It's like, really? Can't you guys take a break from that? It's like, oh, it's just it's work, 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 work. You know, and then I was talking with Chris and uh, his girlfriend earlier, and it's just they were asking me, how do you deal with this and this and this? And I'm like, dude, it's tough. It's tough. You know, when people get their animals confiscated and then they want to come visit their animals, it's like, look, they had their animals confiscated for a reason. You can't cater to that. You don't have time to do that. Your first priority is the well-being of the animals.
Right.
You know, and then in a lot of cases that happen, they're not allowed to have contact with the animals. But
Wow.
those people will find out those animals are at your place and drive you absolutely batshit crazy. And it becomes a nightmare when you do a sanctuary. It's tough. And you just it's a lot of work. And today I didn't even get to sit in the office once today and go through all my paperwork.
Well, who wants to visit their animals? Tell them
It
no.
it's listen, you get all
Shouldn't they like not be able to find out where they went? I mean, doesn't that seem
yeah,
like
but
something?
but they somehow they find out and it happens.
Whose animal are you talking about?
Not with my here.
I didn't think so. Who are you talking about, though?
A
Like,
friend of mine, Chris Gillette and Gabby, they just started a sanctuary.
Oh, I was like,
And
why do I feel lost right now?
no,
like who's coming to visit the gators?
they're up in Interlaken.
What do they save?
Birds and they're building gator ponds and everything, so they'll start doing gators as well. And it's just they've got prairie dogs they saved. Uh,
Prairie
you know,
dogs.
they've got all kinds of stuff, a bunch of different birds, and probably the purple to you, like, and you don't have time to deal with everybody.
Right.
You got animals to take care of. You got to do. They're doing their social media, and we do ours, and then paperwork, and then dealing with fish and wildlife, and dealing with going to get food, feeding, cleaning, watering, and you just run ragged.
Yeah.
So he gave Scott and Heather a bunch of reptiles because his son moved out and he just he's gotten so busy with the seafood thing he didn't have time to take care of everything properly. And he asked me if I wanted stuff and I was like, dude, parakeets is the only thing I want. And then he gave the rest of the stuff to Scott and Heather because they run a nonprofit rescue. And Heather rehomes stuff, and a lot of us try to do that when on different things. That he just had to downsize everything. He didn't have time, and it's not fair to the animals. So John did the right thing, but we took in the parakeets, and they're doing awesome. Cass loves those things already.
She likes the birds, right?
Oh,
Well, I
she
mean, I'm
loves
sure
the
she likes
I'd
birds.
all
say
of them,
she's
but
like the bird lady. She likes the birdies.
Yeah, she loves the birds. Yeah, Savannah kept her snake, of course, Sue. John only got rid of two snakes and some leopard geckos, two leopard geckos, and then the
don't you have a
parakeets,
leopard
which
gecko, Kendra?
Yeah, Lizzie.
leopard geckos are cool. They are really cool.
She's quick too.
Yeah, they are.
I like how they walk. It's like they have like a little waddle.
Yep. Yep.
You were gonna get a lizard. Well, Robbie, if someone wanted to get a lizard, what kind of lizard would you recommend?
Um. Yeah, Jennifer, I think they do. Um. I don't know. It's lizards are. I'd say a blue tongue skink or a bearded dragon, but don't get a baby bearded because they're a lot of work. Get like a sub-adult or an adult,
Mm.
and you'll get a lot more enjoyment out of them.
Don't, don't those things get big?
They don't get too big.
Not that big. The one that the person I told you that had the chameleons,
Uh-huh.
uh, also had a bearded dragon. His name was Flapjack, and he was
Yeah,
so cool.
beardies
He
are cool.
he's
Chameleons are a little more work than most people realize.
yeah.
You know, you're constantly getting crickets. You got to have a water, you got to mist them and all because they don't drink from a water bowl.
No, they basically drink off of what's dripping off the stems of trees or leaves.
Right, right. Yeah, Simon's
I tried that.
awesome.
I got them that bowl. Didn't work.
Yeah, bowls don't work.
No.
It's the one thing we will do is I'll build a big greenhouse thing where I can put chameleons in and people can walk through and see the chameleons on the trees in the greenhouse. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because
would
then
have
I can
let
put
her continue walking around on the patio. The problem was, like, I was afraid we would step on her or
right.
something. I was like, no, we can't leave her out on this branch. Because, like, remember when we first got her? We didn't think that
Yeah.
she would even climb down that plant, but she
Yeah,
did.
they do.
Hmm.
They do.
She
They'll
did. She
climb
was on the
down.
screen.
You know that the weather, the atmosphere makes like a huge difference with those things. Like it's a bitch to keep them alive here. It gets too cold and dry. That you just end up with like a moldy room if you keep them inside properly humidifying.
I've had mine for like, what, over a year now?
Angie,
Well over.
Interlochen, they do not do big cats, those guys. They don't they don't have experience with big cats.
Everybody in the big cats, they don't think everything it's like an easy thing to do and they know what they're doing.
Oh God, it's big cats are a lot of work. A lot of work. You know, and then you got to deal with if you're interacting with them, if they're going to test you all the time for dominance, and you can get hurt really easy.
I like that South African guy who
Oh
somehow grew up with these things around him, the big
yeah, there's
cats.
two of them, two of the guys there. One guy's from Sweden, he lives there now, and the other guy who grew up down there, they totally interact with those lions.
Yeah, I mean, and those lions, and he sits there and he films it, going, he doesn't know I can see him, and the lion is sneaking up to pounce him, and
Yeah,
then right before he pounces him, he puts his finger up and the thing stops. I'm like, dude, what?
yeah. But that's one reason I always tell you lions are one of my favorite big cats to work with because they're a pride animal, you know. And if you're raising an animal like that and spending a lot of time with animals like that, you're part of that pride. You can bring in an older one, and the pride will put the older one in its place.
Yeah, he's definitely a part of that pride
Yeah.
for sure. It's
Oh yeah.
pretty awesome.
Raising
Both
his
those
finger
two.
stopped him?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Yeah. There's
Why?
and with lions lions are incredible. That was one of my best experiences was with lions. The guy I grew up working with for Danny White, had one, and
Oh,
God, what was that lion's name? I forget. No, I forget what his name was now.
do you watch
Oh my
Cody
God,
Antle?
what's that?
You watch Cody Antle?
Yeah, I know Antles. I know all them. But the guy I worked for, Danny White in Ohio, he had his big male lion. I forget it, Leo, and he was he was outside in the yard, and he used to let him out of the cage all the time, and he'd just walk around the yard there and lay down and just everything. And he was down the street about a half a mile. There was that Twinkie, the Hostess distributor place.
Uh-huh.
He was in the dumpster going through all the Twinkies.
Oh my God. Can you imagine the sugar rush on that thing? That may not be good. I can only imagine.
So
Like,
I put the chain on him,
That's
and
not my first thought on seeing a lion in the dumpster.
it was so funny.
But
And
that's
the
definitely
cops
not.
were
But it was
freaking
like,
out.
oh no, the sugar that he's getting right now. Like my first thought would be, run.
Oh, the cops were freaking out. They were all hiding in their car, and here comes this
Right.
skinny 16-year-old kid, puts a chain on him, and the lion jumps out of the dumpster and just starts walking back with me. And that cat was, he loved me, and I loved that cat. I could do anything with that cat, and I didn't even raise him. And it's just the way Danny raised it. He was so just a baby, and then when I started working there, that lion just loved me
I
because
think all animals love you, Robbie.
it's you just you gotta all
You're like the
animals love
animal
every
whisperer.
it's you just
All I know is I want some lions. Then somebody messes with me. I'm like, I got lions. Okay,
yeah,
you lose.
yeah.
When
But
Robbie first came over here and saw Jules, like I think Robbie, Z, Scott, who else was? No, I don't think Scott was there.
Scott wasn't there. It was just me.
But there were a lot of people that was standing around. I think Joyce and Barry were here. Yeah, it was that day that yeah. Anyway, Jules went right directly to Robbie. Robbie sat down and she went right to him, like nobody else but him. I was like, wow.
It's animals have always been like that with me, though. I've always had a special way, and it's because I'm like a little kid when it comes to animals.
Yeah.
I love I people have always said, dude, my dog's gonna bite you, and it's like, okay. Then I just give them my fist to smell, and they're like, what the hell, dude? I'm like, I don't know. They just sense things. But then some dogs get scared of me because I'm so tall and I got my hat on,
Right.
so some dogs will get scared.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Did you answer Wendy's question? Who scoops the potty box for the big cats?
do they have a potty box? I never thought about big cat poop.
Oh my god, when this is done, it's gonna look even cooler.
I want two chickens, baby goat, baby mini cow, a duck, and what's the other
I,
thing I want?
I don't know, but I got to build a new goat pen and get a female because Chocolate's getting that age.
Uh
Ugh, he's becoming a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna have to get him a female and build a new pen.
Then you can
These
have baby
almost look like
goats.
chocolate, white chocolate.
What's that?
I said these white snakes almost look like white chocolate, like you can eat them.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to get. Good night. God bless. Prayers to everyone. Love y'all, and I will see you all later on.
Good
Whoop, whoop.
night.
Alrighty. Good
Night,
night.
all.
Sue's dog is apparently 10 feet tall and bulletproof until you walk up to him. Then all bets off.
What kind of dog is that?
Probably a small one.
Oh, thinks he's 10 feet tall.
Because
Marsha.
little dogs
Oh,
tend
good night,
to
Marsha. Small
behave
dogs
that
think
way.
they're like, Brutus. And then big dogs think they're like little dogs. At least when they want to
My
lie on your lap.
mom's little dog used to love when Gary would carry her around because he was so tall and she would be so tough outside, bark at everything. So then he'd put her down and she'd be like, oh God. And she'd hide behind his shoes. Like, please pick me back up.
Oh
I
my
just talk a
goodness.
whole lot of shit to those other dogs.
That's funny. Well, guys, it is 1:27, and I think we should call it a night. I'm gonna finish off this snake, or maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll let it cure some more, and I'll finish it off. Throw a clear coat on it, and then I'll get to work on the other one, and then Tori's, and then Samfire said you wanted one, correct?
Correct.
All right. Anyone else want to put a snake order in? Let me know. This is real snakeskin from Robbie Snakes. This one here is a South African zebra spitting cobra.
Fancy.
And the next one will be the same. And then we're gonna have Burmese python. So, you want another snake mold? I'll take another snake mold. Sure. No. You don't have to do that, Sue. No. No. What song is that? I don't know. Alrighty, Tori. Thank you. I'm so excited about these snakes because they're real snakeskin. And I love working with the snakeskin, Kendra. You got to try something with it because it's really cool.
I'll just believe you.
Why? It's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. But
I'll just
me taking apart that one shed, Devin, I don't know. That's gonna be a little creepy for me. I might have Gabe do it. I don't know, but hey.
I mean, maybe it's better wet. I don't know.
Yeah, I got to get more resin too. I actually, believe it or not, these layers, I'm going through some resin. I'm going through a lot of resin. I'm kind of surprised, but I got to get shipping done tomorrow. So I'm going to finish off that snake, start another one after I do shipping. The shipping has got to go out. I finally got the bags and the tape came in. So. Just wet it to unwrap it. Yeah, you wet it so that you can pull it without breaking it, and it'll like soften up real fast. And then we can just stretch it out and then let it dry again. It'll dry again. You could re-wet it again. Weird, but it works. That's weird. Did my camera just like change positions? I didn't do that. Just saying, I didn't do that. But anyway, guys, that's the plan. If you know want one, email me or whatever. But these are so freaking cool. Anyhow, I'm in love with it. um, we will be back. I guess Robbie may or may not be on tomorrow at 7, but we will be back Thursday 9:30. Don't know if I'm going to be unloading new crystals yet, but you never know. We might get some more snakes to show. That's cool. And if you want a snake that's not actual snake skin, just want like a snake, any color you want, just let me know. Those are $25. Um, and we'll do that. Oh, camera went out and went bye-bye. Okay.
Well,
So,
good night, everybody. We'll see you on Thursday.
yep.
Sleep well, eat well, drive safe,
Yeah. Yeah. All
and
that good stuff.
you know, just smile for 1 second and be happy for just 1 second at least.
Just 1 second.
That's all you
2
need
seconds.
to.
It'll
If
help.
you can do more than that,
Yeah.
fab. But otherwise, just the 1 second sufficient till Thursday.
Okay. And we'll see you then. Good night.